Alright guys, hello, hello, and hello. I don't know why my screen didn't do the thing. I'm gonna try it one more time. Something's weird. Hey! Alright, there we go. We fixed it, kind of. Alright, anyways guys, hi, how are ya? How are we doing today? I'm gonna go ahead real quick and I gotta switch one thing because obviously we have some issues here with my display capture box. Display capture needs to go to number 2. There we go. Alright, now we're display capturing too. Okay, well anyways, hi, and welcome to session number 81 of Unlikely Heroes, our regularly scheduled Sunday Dungeons & Dragons campaign number 3. We've got the whole crew here tonight. We're going to go ahead and dive right into it. You guys know the routine. If I'm DMing, I will not be paying a whole lot of attention to chat, but I might pop in once in a great while if we've got roleplay going on that doesn't require or involve me. Yeah, we're going to do a quick recap. We're going to do an XP recap, and then we'll take questions, comments, clarifications, and hope that nobody has concerns. Just a quick, before we start, note. This upcoming week is the last week that Nerdy Nuts and I have before the kids go back to school, because down here in Georgia, they go to school from August until like late May, almost June 1st. It's crazy. But they have like 5.5 weeks off throughout the year, so it kind of balances out. Anyways, I digress. So with that being said, Nerdy Nuts is going to have Crochet and Chill on Tuesday. On Thursday, I anticipate having a watch party of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which Candace and I purchased a couple weeks ago to watch. Fantastic freaking movie. Definitely going to be one that you would want to stick around for if you're interested. So that will be Thursday. Friday, we're probably going to finish our Warhammer Age of Sigmar campaign. And then on Saturday we'll do 7 Days to Die, Sunday D&D, and then that following week we may have a Crochet and Chill on Tuesday, but we have a busy week that week. It's my birthday on Friday, which will be an awesome birthday stream. Baldur's Gate 3 comes out that Thursday, so we're going to do Baldur's Gate 3 probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then D&D on Sundays. So, and then I will be streaming a shitload of D&D. We still have the survey up. I won't tell you guys exactly what happened right now. At the end of stream, I will tell you how the survey turned out, because SurveyMonkey only allows me to have 10 survey results, and I have received all 10, and the results are in. So, yeah. Oh, shit! What? Oh, hold on. Now I gotta actually add that. I didn't realize. You know what's funny? Torin's birthday is on Wednesday.
That's true.
Seriously. So we have 3 awesome August birthdays, like back to back. So let me jump into my Google Calendar, because I gotta get this added now. Oh, and Baze is on. Hold on. So next week, here's what we got next week. So Kevin.
No, his is this upcoming Tuesday.
Oh, it's the okay. Well, hey, no, that's still awesome. I'll still put it in. We're gonna go ahead and set that to repeat yearly, whether you like it or not. All right, so we've got Kevin Gordon's birthday this upcoming Tuesday, the 25th. The very next day, the 26th, we have Isube's birthday. The following week, on Wednesday the 2nd, we have Torin's birthday, followed by my birthday on Friday, and then we have Lucy's birthday on the 17th in August as well. So we have got a shitload of really awesome birthdays coming up here. Super excited for that. We'll have to find some fun stuff to do for those birthdays. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and die. Oh, boy. Oh, really? You're gonna be 40? Holy shit. I thought you were like 34, 35, like with us. Well, you look good for your age, so there you go. All right, guys, let me go ahead and jump back to the team, and we are gonna dive on into it. Thanks for hanging out.
It's all the filters.
What?
He said it's all the filters.
All right, so Session 80. Session 80 was fun. During Session 80, the beginning of it, we picked up in the midst of combat as we had ended the 79 in the middle of that lizard folk raid combat. In the middle of said combat, actually it was like at the top of the next round or mid next round, a small child, a young girl, dashed out from a window in one of the houses north of you guys. Very otherworldly in appearance, though clearly some sort of elven descent. And she was wielding an absolutely massive meat cleaver. Almost immediately, she jumped to work. First, slashing the lizard folk caster down the center before turning her blade to the flat, and then she just began knocking lizardmen out left and right. You guys moved through the remainder of the combat, which went pretty quick, to be honest with you, especially with the additional help. And when everything was said and done, although Doc and Gray, if I am not mistaken, did play a game of upsy downsies, you all managed to succeed and drive back the lizard folk. Although you did not kill the shaman did run off and into the swamp. So, after all was said and done, you guys began to have a conversation, not only with this newfound ally combatant whose name was Nexus, but with the other townsfolk. You began to untie them, and that's when you realized that in the throes of your conversation, people were bleeding out behind you and dying, and that prompted some of the townsfolk to grow restless and get pretty upset pretty quickly. So you guys decided to heal the other one that you found that was on his way out. However, unfortunately, one of them was past the point of revivification. It's at that point you decided that, through some pretty tearful roleplay, that you guys were going to give them a scroll of, I believe, Raised Dead, and you were going to send them back to the priest to have said scroll performed or cast, because you guys were in a hurry. Through the course of the conversation, it was eventually agreed to that that's exactly how that was going to go. And later on, eventually, it was decided that Nexus was going to escort them back because it dawned on you that you were going to be sending essentially 2 farmers and a body through the swamp in the same direction the shaman ran, with absolutely nobody who is capable of holding much more than a pitchfork or a dagger. So, as you guys progressed through the tail end of that, you heard people shouting and screaming from the northern part of town, which is where we find ourselves today. When you got there, you realized that you hadn't succeeded at gathering all of the lizard folk and slaying or knocking them out. In fact, you had missed one. And one of them had actually taken the town's alchemist, or local medicine man, not really an alchemist, hostage inside one of the houses. Through a series of very strange persuasion and intimidation checks, as well as an almost successful stealth check, you guys backed this lizard man into a corner where he essentially panic slashed the old man's throat open, and Aurora pretty much just blasted a hole straight through his chest, and you know he was gone pretty damn fast. So when that happened, you guys very successfully brought the old man back, and it was at that point that you guys realized that this old man actually knew Nexus quite well, and after hearing the profanities that Nexus was screaming at the lizard folk in Broken Draconic, he affirmed that indeed Nexus would be joining them to for reparation purposes, because of the cussing and the horrific names that were being dropped on this poor. Well, I shouldn't say poor creature. That lizard folk was kind of an asshole, but so we find ourselves at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Excuse me. Yes, it is 2:30 in the afternoon. So it's about 2:30 in the afternoon on Monday, the 11th of Jury. You guys have just bid Nexus farewell. The alchemist joined Nexus along with the two farmers, the son and the father, and then the body of the woman who had been slain. Besides that, you guys haven't really had a chance to do a whole lot. I know that there was some very brief discussion at the tail end of last session as far as moving forward, but that was pretty much where we had stopped, so we will pick up right there today. Everybody has just left. The townsfolk are beginning to kind of meander, and in that level of, or in that series of meandering, they are slowly dragging what supplies they have found on the corpses of the fallen lizard folk that are scattered around the southern portion of town, and are pretty much just piling them. And I'm going to kind of just put a group of townsfolk here in the center, and this is just kind of like where they are moving to, like in the center there, and just pouring bags and bags and bags of shit onto the ground. What's the issue?
She's asking, her thing turned off, so she's asking me what she's supposed to do.
Oh, okay. Nothing. Go to bed.
Right.
Alright. Sorry. Anyways, one of our children is playing games. Okay. So, yeah. So that is where we find ourselves today. As far as your guys' XP recap. So, last session's roleplay, you guys had some awesome roleplay, and there was some awesome roleplay with a new new player and a young player on top of it, which was even cooler. So everybody got 1,000 roleplay XP, and the combat, with the addition of Nexus joining the fray, brought everybody to 580 combat experience, meaning everybody gained 1,580 experience. Gray, that puts you at 54,086. That's 54086. Aurora at 53,324. And the remaining two party members at 56,154. Very quickly getting towards that sweet 60K. Yep. All right, so that's where we find ourselves today. Do we have any questions, comments, or clarifications before we begin? Beautiful. Oh, go ahead.
Doc had sent Aurora to the javelin. Did she successfully find such javelin?
Yeah, it was still stuck in the guy that you hit.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let me get some tunes going. I'm not hearing any of my audio coming through. Just gonna refresh real quick. That's really weird. I literally can't hear anything. What the fuck?
Crow's going hammer.
There we go.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky. I dig it.
There we
We went
go.
from unlikely heroes to
That's
Curse
what.
of Strahd.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. You guys are in the fucking place called the Swamp of Sorrow. Welcome to Unlikely Heroes. Okay,
Who
this is what I was
names these
looking for.
places? God.
I know, what the fuck, man? It's like I was looking for the most generic, like, cliche thing I could possibly find. What's sadder than a swamp? Okay. So, you guys have found yourselves where you are. The loot is being literally, I mean, they're just coming, they're starting to walk with just like big wicker baskets and bags, and they're just pouring it out onto the ground in the center over here. So what is happening while they're doing that?
I guess Ree will approach the pile. Like, "All right, got anything? You got anything good in there? What do we what do we got here?"
So, as you start to kind of dig through it, you find the following. Between 5 or 6 different sacks of coin, you find 250 gold and 510 pieces of silver. You find a single tin spoon with a dent in the center. You find a small bag of pretty stale hardtack. There is a flask, and when you pop the flask open, you realize that the water is horrifically rancid. I mean, it just smells like they probably pissed into it at some point and just put a cork in it. You also find a... Yeah, it's pretty gross. You find a pair of D6s that are made from bone. Make a survival check.
Probably not.
Not entirely sure. It's strong bone, but you're not sure what it is. And then you also find a rolled up scrap of oil-cured bark. And when you open it up, it is very loosely the shape of this swamp if you were looking at an overhead map. And there are small notations in the southwestern quadrant with a couple of symbols that you don't understand.
Would I be able to identify what language it is? I don't know Draconic. But
I'll tell you what. Make
Draconic.
a history check. You might have heard about it or remembered something.
Nope.
You're scratching your head, and it's tough.
All right. Well, I mean, Ree would be able to probably recognize at least the shape of the swamp, so she's like, this looks important. And then maybe she'll just like grab like a fistful of coins, whatever, like D12 coins, I guess. However much coins can fit in her little goblin fist.
Sure. So you reach down real quick and you grab a fistful of coins. You grab 6 gold and 2 silver.
Perfect.
Good grab.
It's like playing a claw game with this one. I just realized you always do it. You just grab one handful and you're like, "That's mine."
Well, I'm not going to say like I'm going to grab 100 coins because Reed would be like, "That's like 5 coins or something."
That's fair.
Okay, and anybody want that hardtack? I'm gonna eat that. You gonna eat that? I'll eat it.
I guess you. Why don't you just hang on to it, Ree?
I'm feeling a little hungry, so Real just eat the hardtack.
It's real tough to get through, but your strong teeth are probably about as strong. Honestly, your jaw is maybe as strong as a lizard folk's jaw. Maybe not quite, but pretty close. It's tough to get through, but it's hard. I mean, it's hardtack, and to be honest with you, it doesn't taste like it was made by somebody who like would normally make hardtack. This was probably stolen and then, kept for too long.
It's actually pretty good for lizard folk. Yeah. Definitely had worse.
You've had lizard folk hardtack before?
No, I've just had hardtack, and it's usually, gross. But this is slightly less gross. Yeah, it's fine. You want to try a bite?
No, I'm good, thanks.
More for me. Oh yeah. Oh hey. Anybody know what these marks mean on this map? By the way. Be able to just
What
kind of
map?
like hold it up to everybody and like this. I think
Yeah.
this is a map. I think this is like the swamp.
So as Ree holds it up, you guys can see. Yeah, it looks like, honestly, it looks like a piece of old willow bark. So it's like almost paper thin, kind of like a birch would be, but it's really dark and crusty on the outside. It's been cured with some sort of oil, so as to not disintegrate or rot. And on the inside of it, the interior, it is loosely the shape of what is the entirety of this swamp. So I'm going to bring you guys really quickly to the main page. Give me one sec.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure this is the swamp that we're in, but I can't. I just can't make out what these markings mean. I think they might just be like doodles or something. I don't know. I mean, if I were gonna doodle on the map, I'd probably draw a lot of penises.
I'm sure you would, Ree.
All right, so what I have just... Ah, shit. Give me a sec. God damn it, when I make things the same fucking color, it doesn't work. Hold on.
What have you done?
There we go. Okay, so you guys see the shape, the loose shape of the of where these swamp trees kind of border. You see, it's very just an oblong circle, barely oval. The only notations on this entire thing, there's nothing from about midway up towards the north. However, down towards the south, you do not see the yellow circle. You only see these little notations. It seems to be a series of 5 or 6 dots that lead to about where that circle, like where the middle of that circle was, and then there's a couple of ruins. So Aurora, you would immediately recognize this as a very, very primordial version of Draconic, like single word ruins. What you read, what you can translate, is in order of the 3. So the 2 next to each other say home and territory, and the 3rd, which has a specific notation facing the east, just simply says no.
Aurora would, as Ree holds up the map, then would just kind of, well, I mean, they're not doodles. That's, and she says it in Draconic first, and then, like, thinks about it for a moment, and then repeats it as home, territory, and, oh, that's just no.
Is that
Wait.
the crash site? Do you think? No, right? Like they're just saying like don't fucking go here, like ever.
The crash site should have. I'm gonna pull out the maps that I have with the
Okay.
markings and everything else to compare.
Yeah, and when you put and we'll just, for the sake of brevity and consideration here, you kind of create essentially what would be like an overlay, and as you trace the 2 maps holding the light of your ever-burning torch from underneath, and because it kind of shines through this bark map, you can see they line up, and what you see now on this map is the notations. That circle that was drawn there was the circle that you were roughly given about where they thought that thing landed, and these dots lead straight to the center. And the word no points east towards the final dot.
She'd show everyone what she's kind of, how they're layered and what she's seeing with it.
Yeah, I guess it would be, our closest get bet to it being the ship.
Aurora,
problem
make...
with that is that means...
Sorry, give me one sec. Aurora, make a survival check for me. Since you're the one looking at these runes, I'll give you a little... something. Maybe. We'll see what the dice say. Okay. So as you look at it, the word the home territory is very very old and faded. The no and the dots have been added very recently, like probably within the last 7 days or so. And you can only
Yep.
tell
And
because it
for the
takes a very long time for ink in an environment like this to actually dry out, and the other two runes have completely dried, meaning it has been there for potentially ages. And while it's not wet to the touch, you can tell that it is still fresh. Like if you were to rub it, it would smudge.
okay. Now for the sake of we've been doing this for a year plus, and characters have not. How long has it been since Crash initially? It's kind of yeah. Time is weird when you're once a week.
I feel like the way we've been traveling has probably been weeks now.
I
I know that
think
we spent at least
definitely
2 weeks
feel.
with the fighting thing, where
Yep.
we all had
And
downtime.
we've had more than a few where it's 4 days traveling here, but then we also spend, you know, six six weeks in a day.
Man, time is weird when playing D&D.
It is. I'm looking at
Really is.
3 months
Really is.
worth of notations here. So it has been. Make another survival check for me as you're kind of dwelling back on this. Okay, it's not bad. I'll give you an estimate.
It's a garbage roll. Hopefully they improve.
It has been between 6 and 11 weeks, but you're not entirely sure. It's somewhere in that frame.
Okay. Um, then I feel like Aurora would just kind of she wouldn't like fully like smear it, but she's gonna kind of like tack at it a little bit and
Oh,
in order
and
to
it gets
notice
tacky
that it's
quick,
been
and you're like, "Yup."
yeah, definitely and explain that it had been newer. Um, so maybe they just recently found it. We don't know what else could have found it first in the many weeks since it crashed.
Well, the people here seem to be surprisingly fine, aside from our new. I don't know what to call her. The girl.
The little hunter, yes.
Talking about Nexus?
Yes, that's her name. Lucy
Yeah.
legitimately forgot. I am sorry.
So,
She had a bit on her. Other than that, everyone else seemed fine.
oh wait, she did. She had the disease.
Yes, she seemed to have a bit of it by her eyes, but she said she's had that forever.
Yeah, she said
I'm
she's
not.
always had it and she didn't feel ill.
Yeah.
Doc, make a medicine check.
So, what do you think? Like maybe there are people who are resistant to this thing.
Doc,
Or it's something
she
similar.
especially after having talked with her and being around her, she wasn't sick with the disease, but whatever had she'd almost been affected by like a taint of some sort. More than likely shadow essence somewhere far, far in her past. But it was not the disease as it is presenting itself currently.
Okay.
But
And
it looked very similar.
so what she had going on was definitely a similar origin, but it's not an illness. It's an affliction, I guess. An affliction versus an illness. She's had it for a long time. I don't think it's related.
Actually, Doc, make an Arcana check since you succeeded at that.
Okay. Oh,
Oh shit! Nice roll.
actually, wasn't that bad.
Okay, so as you're saying it and as you're talking, there's this stroke of genius just by mere fucking luck. Uh, and it dawns on you that you have heard of what is effectively called in the science community and in the medical community as those who are touched by the planes. There are people who are Fey touched, there are people who are Shadow touched, there are people who are Fire touched, Water touched, Earth touched, there are people who are Chaos touched, people who are Infernal touched, people who are touched by the gods or touched by heavens, and these are people who at some point in time were exposed to another plane of existence, and their body was physically affected by it in some way, shape, or form. Noting that what you know about the Shadowfell so far, and about Nilthraxion and this disease, even in its infancy, and then seeing the manifestation in Nexus, you've got a pretty damn good guess that she was Shadow-touched.
Yeah, so you know how if you go somewhere warm and you stay outside for too long, it can
Doc, run our
burn
time
your
limit.
skin. All right. Basically, it's kind of like she got sunburned, but by Shadow. So it's just sticking with her, but it's not the disease that we're used to.
All right, so I guess we don't have to worry about her then.
I don't think
So
so.
what if you go to a different like universe or whatever, like you're like you're always marked by it, like you can always like tell.
You could be. It doesn't always happen, but you could be.
Yeah, and Doc, to give you a little bit more, I mean, you rolled an 18, that's pretty fucking good. Like, there are people who just walk around, not everyday people, obviously, but they sometimes will walk around with a physical mark. You know, a fire mark might manifest as when they speak, steam drips out of their mouth, or if they are ice marked, their flesh is frosted over ever so slightly, or when they speak you hear the sound of like cracking ice under their voice. And those people they've undergone a physical change, a manifestation of the plane that touched them that did not kill them, because a plane typically reaches out to kill you, and if you survive it, you are touched by it. Some think of it as a gift, some think of it as a curse. But it's pretty fucking cool if you live.
Aside from the planes thing, 'cause the first part sounded a lot like Aurora.
Kind of does, yeah, because you got the whole thing on your face.
Aurora,
like,
you are
blue and
very
red
well
scales.
aware. You are very well aware that what Doc is describing is a manifestation of an element touching somebody. Yours runs much deeper than that, and it's in your blood. Do with that what you will, but there you go.
The thing on my face. No, Bright Eyes, this is nothing like that.
You call it-
Don't you need to get your bow still? Why don't you go get your bow?
Aurora, you can have an inspiration point. That's funny.
Thank you. She's gonna look at Gray, about to say more, then look at Doc and just turn and go into where she had left her bow to go and retrieve it, because that's important. I would like both of my bows.
Hey, you do carry 2 bows, don't you?
Yeah, one of them is twice my size, and the other is just, normal shit. Anyway, I'm assuming I'm successfully able to retrieve the bow that I dropped.
Absolutely. Yeah, nobody... Actually, to be
Cool.
honest with you, by the time you guys are in the midst of this conversation, somebody has actually brought the bow back because they were looting everything and just dropped it in the pile.
In that case, there is going to be an inspection of this bow, because someone else handled it briefly, and then she'll, return it on her back. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's definitely some grubby swamp people hands that have touched it, but, besides that...
At least it's not dwarves.
It was not a dwarf. I can tell you that right. Could you see that? Aurora just snaps the fucking longbow over her knee. Fuck this thing. No.
That's fair.
And
She
your
might do
bow
that.
is now dwarf touched. So no, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
Oh,
you've
I
gone to
don't have
the
enough
plane of the
weapons for
dwarves.
that.
Oh, that sounds
We
like a
already
nightmare and a
have,
half.
and it's been horrible.
Yeah. Okay, so is anybody doing anything else with any of the loot that's being dropped here? There is still a flask of rancid water. There's a pair of D6s that are made from some sort of bone, and then there's a tin spoon with the center dented, and a shitload of coin.
Ree might be interested in taking the dice, but I'm sorry, I've already taken the fistful. What do you have?
Fuck it,
Yeah,
you
I
got
guess
here first,
Greg.
Ree. Stuff them grubby little
no,
pockets.
you have first pick, so
She wants to be a dice goblin.
Fuck yeah, okay, so you can go ahead and add, it's negligible as far as weight, but you have a pair of D6s that are made from bone.
I was gonna say too, Doc would probably point the coin out to Aurora.
yeah, the second you do that, Gray's gonna start moving before Aurora does. Not racing, but
Same team, Gray.
Do you guys want to split it? Or is there...
begrudgingly.
If not, we can roll dice.
We could give Gray 1/4 of it.
I think it should be the other way around. But yeah, Gray would try and, I guess, get as much as he can before Aurora shows up.
Okay. So...
I mean, Aurora's just going to plan on taking it off his corpse later, so she's not going to stop him.
Wow. Okay. Well, with that being said, Gray, go
They love
ahead.
each other.
Why don't we do this? Gray, go ahead and add... add 183 gold to your inventory. Aurora, you add 61 to the coin purse. Aurora, you can also add 127 silver. And Gray, you can add 381 silver. And that is all the coin. As I assume Aurora is just kind of like eyeballing him as she's scooping the small amounts into her purse, just like, I got you, bitch. Don't worry. I know where you keep your money.
Yeah, there's that kind of calculating, just watching how he's putting it in there, where he's tucking it, the little things. He's not going to say a damn thing about it, though.
All right.
Absolutely not. You will whistle, walk away whistling happily.
Okay, so...
that being said, we should probably start heading to the ship. Anyone have any other ideas, or?
How far do we think it's going to be to get to that point, looking at the maps?
Roll a survival check for me, please. And I'm sorry, go ahead. While she's rolling that...
Did we want to check on the ogre or the troll at some point too, or should we probably just do the ship first?
I mean, if these people are fine, I'm sure the troll is fine.
All right, so Aurora, that is a 13. Good roll. So from here, from the village to what? Now you don't know where the landing happened. However, you've got a pretty good fucking idea, considering you've now got two sources that are pointing it and one that seems to be roughly pinpointing it. And with that being said, you guys have about a 20-mile trip to that point. However, you are moving at half speed through this swamp because nobody here can get you there faster, and 3 of you are small. So, it's the equivalent of 40 miles. If you move at a normal pace, you're only going 24 miles a day, so it's a couple days travel. You're looking at probably a day and a half at best. And that is with no hiccups whatsoever, not getting lost whatsoever, and finding it on your first shot.
Well,
we can't exactly get a bird's eye view either.
Right.
Why don't we start heading in that direction? We will go as far as we can tonight, stop when we must. I don't particularly want to try and walk through the night. and then take off at what we think is dawn in the morning, and we should make it before nightfall tomorrow, assuming everything works out absolutely perfectly.
If we have this long to travel, then why didn't you stop me from taking money? We could have just gone. I'm greedy, but come on.
You made the choices you made.
Could have informed me since you knew. Anyway, yeah, we should get going now.
How long did he say this paste was gonna work out here? Or how many days, I guess? Did we say, didn't we get 5
5
days?
days.
Okay. Oh, let's get going.
Bree, do you have the makeshift stave? Can you take the lead?
Oh yeah, I got this.
And before we go, Doc, do you want to leave any of the coin with the villagers?
Coin is not. None of this coin is mine, so it's up to you guys.
Would you prefer if some of the party's coin was left with the village?
Of course.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was just gonna leave the rest to them. I just wanted this little half pistol. I grabbed about like 80 coins.
With
Give or take.
Gray, your passive insight, it's pretty clear that Rhea has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. And she's so innocent
Yeah.
about it.
I feel like at this point we know that Ree can't count. Damn, Ree, that's a lot.
All right, big hands.
Oh, man. All right. So, what is your guys' official plan then? What should I prepare for?
All right, do we want to just like take a moment to rest and then head out again, because swamp's gross, yo.
We can probably push through for a few hours before we rest again. I know I don't know how much more fire I can call, but I have plenty of arrows, and at worst you can sleep and I can keep watch, but we should keep going for now.
We should probably get moving. If we really have limited time, like Gray said, we should probably get moving.
So if you guys are going to start moving now, just so you know, you have about, you've got about 7 or so hours before you can truly begin, like, an official rest. So you'll get a few miles in, probably somewhere along the lines of, it's like probably 6-7 miles, somewhere right around there, if you really start to hoof it. And then you could take your rest, and then you can continue to progress. Again, it's a day and a half travel at best. So.
Okay, do we need anything here then?
And not that I can think of.
Yeah, I think we've got everything we need so far. I still have most of my magical power and energy, so I'm good.
Now, if we continue exactly as we are now, we are going to be swarmed by the bugs. I can tuck the light away, but I will slow us down if we do that, because I will need one of you to lead me.
I mean, don't we have the bug repellent?
Yeah, I thought we
That
got
will
this
keep us-
goof.
That will keep us from contracting the cackle fever, but it won't stop us from getting completely swarmed by the things.
Or other things being able to see us.
Yeah, I can lead and you can hold Octane.
She looks to Doc and just, I mean, Aurora hates like having to depend on someone else, but she just looks to Doc with kind of that silent question.
Doc's just like,
Yeah, seeing Doc smile and Aurora like immediately look over once Ree said I can leave. Gracio's gonna go, if you wanted to hold her hand, you probably could have just asked.
I mean, isn't that why you've been walking up front with your fiance?
I have
let's
one. I've
go.
not been walking up front.
Is that why you've been walking behind me the whole time? Aw.
Sure, whatever. Let's just go.
He's watching your
It can't be
back.
us.
All right, just tuck it away for now, Aurora. Keep it ready, and then if you need it, we'll use it.
Yeah. So Aurora's going to take a moment to make sure that everything, bow, arrows, etc., can be easily grabbed without needing to see. Shouldn't be that hard. And then she's going to tuck the necklace away.
Okay, perfect. So as you tuck the necklace away, the torchlight around you in the town is still pretty freaking vibrant. However, it obviously it takes away a level of comfort because you know that as soon as you're on the outskirts and the torchlight fades, it's gonna be pitch black again, and you're the only bitch who can't see, and that's no fun. So, with that being said, you you all begin your trek. Whoever is going to be leading us, please give me a survival check, as I'm assuming that you are following the map as best as you can.
Are you still thinking that are you still using the pokey stick to help not plunge us into muck?
Yeah, Ree would probably be poking the ground as best she can.
Okay. So that is a 21. Holy shit, that's a really good survival check. Alright, give me one moment.
It's a good roll.
Xavier, was it? I'm sorry. Was it Monday the 10th, or was it Monday the 11th, or Tuesday the 12th?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Today is Monday the 11th. Yes, so you guys are leaving at 2:30 p.m. You begin your travel, and you travel successfully on the overland, we'll call it bridge for lack of a better term, but it's essentially just like a large berm that kind of runs to the south, as far south as you can get before it starts to turn west. You know that you need to actually go east. As you turn to the east, the berm kind of fades into the actual swamp water, and you find yourself heavily in the bog. About 7 hours in, so we are looking now at about 9:30. You have all found yourselves very, very tired. I mean, to the extreme level of exhausted without actually suffering from a level of exhaustion. And you note that you need to sleep. You have not encountered anything horrifying at this point. You have, however, with that same survival roll, found not one, but two small trails that cut through the actual swamp water itself and through the reeds up onto the berm that you identify as lizard folk trails. It would appear to you that this is more than likely a route that they would normally take up into the village and then back to their home base, as one has reeds pointing towards the north, showing you that they came from the south, and one is the exact opposite from the north to the south. With that being said, as soon as you leave the berm and you begin to head west, about 30 minutes west, you lose trace of those trails, and you note that you are now out of that normal hunting ground. So, what would you like to do? You know that you can and should probably rest soon. You can push on if you'd like to, but it may be taxing.
I think Ree would probably direct the group, saying like, try to find a dry-ish place to rest, and I think we should probably camp for the night.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right, go ahead and give me another survival check as you're trying to find somewhere that's safe to rest.
Okay.
Okay, 18, not too bad. So you don't find anywhere that's particularly dry. Nowhere here is really dry. However, what you do find is a small group of willow trees that have over time grown essentially a large moss, we'll call it a flotilla for lack of a better term, along the very top of the water. And as you test it, these vines and this moss is extremely strong, almost creating a large, probably 15 by 15 platform, like a hammock of sorts. You shoo some frogs and a couple of snakes off of it, and as you climb onto it, it is essentially keeping you just above water level. And you note, especially with that survival check, it could probably easily carry all of your weight, or hold all of your weight for the evening.
Ah, yeah, look at this. This is perfect. Just a couple of frogs here, just kind of like, yeah, shit, get out of here. Yeah, this looks nice. This looks cozy, actually.
Honestly, compared to the rest of the swamp, it does look pretty nice.
Okay.
We can make this work. Sure.
Yeah. So Doc and Aurora, you can sleep over there, and then you and me, Gray, we can sleep over here. You know.
I think I'll sleep over there, Reed. Thanks.
Okay, funny.
All right. So, whoever is taking first watch, there will be 2 watches necessary if you want. Well, actually, nobody has to take watch. Y'all can just go to sleep if you want. But if anybody's taking first watch, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Are you going to take?
Okay.
As usual, yes.
Never mind. I guess they'll take first watch.
Said it first.
You need your beauty sleep, Gray.
I think you already got enough of that.
That was not the right roll.
Yeah.
But it's the same number, so it's fine.
Okay. Yes, it is the same number. All right. So, is it just Aurora by herself?
Oh, Doc too.
Okay, then. Oh, Doc, sorry, I didn't see your perception. I saw the survival, and I was looking for another survival, and obviously I missed it because it shouldn't have existed. But it is what it is. So, the 2 of you are hyper vigilant because this place is terrible. And it is smelly, and it is. This is like the bog of eternal stench, right? It's horrific. And if you understood that reference, welcome to being old, or cool, or both.
Old and cool.
Yeah.
Definitely both.
Yeah. So, you guys, or you girls, excuse me, you go through the evening, and you hear and see nothing out of place. There is a couple of points throughout your watch where you actually get jumpy with each other taking a breath because it's too quiet.
The only thing I want to do is at some point during the watch is I want to do my primeval awareness with my last second level slot.
Okay, does that just extend the time, or does that extend the range?
Yeah. Nope, it just extends the time on things, which I don't know why I would want to know for 2 hours, but I guess
it's
that's
good to
what
know
I'm doing.
Here's the thing, if something's running away from you, or if you're running away from something, you want to know if you lost it, right?
That is very fair. But yeah, so like the first half of it, so I'm not being kept up by the presence of dragons and fae and everything else. So that's all I'm really doing.
Aurora, you consume your final spell slot.
I probably have 1/3 level left, so hopefully the rest of the watch is smooth.
Well, we'll see about that. So, what you sense, though, in a 1 mile radius, I believe,
Yeah, this is so
1
not
mile.
favorite terrain.
Yeah, okay, so in a 1 mile radius, you sense the following creatures. As you open your senses to the swamp itself, you sense. You sense a death dragon. You sense Fae. And you sense fiends. And those
Okay.
senses do not go away for the 2 hours that you have it active.
Okay. She'll relay that to Doc and just at the beginning. Or whenever she does it, I mean.
At some point during the watch, because it's so eerily quiet, Doc would be like, "Hey, you remember that time that I had to kill you?
Yes?
Did you ever think we'd end up here?"
Did I think that I was going to end up as a halfling sitting next to a gnome in a swamp of sorrows as we are trying to stop a dust dragon from tearing apart this plane to recover that which it lost?
You
No,
put it like that, it
no, I did
sounds
not.
ridiculous.
Yes, but you know what? It hasn't been that bad.
No, it really hasn't.
I mean, the part where you keep dying kind of sucks.
The part where you keep turning into things isn't the best either.
I don't like my scales.
I didn't say that. It's just a little off-putting
Okay.
because I never know what to expect. Sometimes you're an egg, and sometimes you're a dragon.
And sometimes you're a tabaxi. What's your point?
Only one time.
Yeah, well, I think most of the changes are done now. It's just a matter of stopping pissing off great grandfather. That would be fantastic.
Speaking of great grandpapa, does he still hate my guts?
I don't know. Last time I tried to talk to him, it got cold. Very, very cold.
What did you say?
I didn't get a chance to say anything. I can try and ask again, but I have a feeling he's trying to see if I am worth holding his blood, his fire.
He'll realize you are.
Well,
You can't doubt it. If you doubt it, he'll doubt it. You need to be sure.
if I had had the faintest idea that I had any of this, especially back in the camps, everything would have been different. You know, the
Yep.
ones with booyah, with magic, they never have to go out to search for a name to prove themselves. They are given positions of great honor, of respect.
Yeah, and then they don't find themselves in an upside down tower with a bunch of weird people and get out of those camps. So, good riddance to them. And now you can prove to your great grandpappy that you're capable and the right person. You have to be confident that you are.
Well, if he decides that I'm not worthy, then, well, I've made it this far without his magics, and I will prove myself again without it if needed.
Hopefully, after this, you won't need those magics. I'm ready for a vacation.
I suppose, yes, I can see why you would be. Uh,
Oh, you're going
yeah.
to. So, but you might have to
Somewhere
pay
less
for it.
swampy?
Yes, definitely less swampy. Maybe a little more beachy.
You know, that would be. I don't know what kind of sand monsters we'd end up inevitably running into in our attempt to get away from it all.
She's just gonna
Look
put her
forward to
hand
hunting
over her
them.
mouth. She just covers her mouth. Don't ruin this for me.
I'm prefer on a vacation.
It's about that time that Gray begins to stir. Gray, you wake up to the sound of Aurora's mouth being muffled in the dark.
I think I don't think Gray would have slept very well, just because he feels a bit, I guess, agitated with this time limit. Because to him, a dragon can essentially pop out any moment, anytime, and it won't be the same as name I cannot remember up above the cold dragon.
Ishmir.
That one, thank you. I'm
I
terrible with
got you.
names. So I guess he'll get up and see, like, I guess he'll see Aurora's mouth being, I guess, blocked by Doc, and go, "What? Did you guys hear anything?" Missing the very obvious joke there.
No. Nope.
Why are you blocking her?
Dragons, say fiends, the usual. She like pulls back so she can talk.
Doc would have moved her.
Wait, you saw a dragon? Fae, fiend,
No.
and a...
Well, I can't see much of anything.
She
So-
sensed them the same way as before.
Gray looks like he's about to say something, but then realizes that Aurora said she can't see anything, and he's like, wait, yeah, she's right, she can't see anything. And then calms down a little bit. Go, oh, right, yeah. Anyway, I guess it's our turn, or my turn for a watch.
Watch out for sand monsters.
For what?
We're talking about our future plans, don't worry. We didn't see anything. It was actually eerily quiet, so keep an eye out. Maybe both.
I will try my best. I do have 2 of each, so...
Yeah. Is Ree waking up with you?
I don't know. I guess if she really wants to sleep, she can sleep. I can't get much more anyway.
Imagine Ree's just a heavy sleeper, so she's just snoring away right now.
Probably should let her sleep. We need her to be at her time best.
Alright then.
Sure you're good?
I should be fine. If I'm not, then I will shout very loud.
Okay.
I can stay up with you if you would
No.
like.
You need to
I feel like if anyone were to step with me, you'd preferably be the last. So what's
Well, my
happening?
magic wouldn't be
What?
used to bring you back from death, so
No, but I feel like it might be the cause. We'll talk about that later. Go to bed.
All right, great. Just let us know if you need anything.
Alright.
Alright, so as the 2 of you bed down for the evening, Gray, you take up watch, what remains of the evening's worth of watch. So go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay, it was the 17. It was cocked, so I didn't know which one I got.
Alright.
24.
24 is excellent.
great is jumpy.
Gray, you progress through through about 3/4 of the evening, and you hear a very faint splish in the distance, near where you had left the safety of the berms, though you're way past the point of possibly being able to hear that. You stay quiet for a few more moments. You hear another splish, but a little bit closer. you kind of adjust your eyes, and as you look out ahead of you through the swampy willows, you see something on the surface of the water moving in a very hill-like pattern through the water. You watch it as it goes north. The thing, whatever it is easily 25 feet long and about 5 feet wide. Sits on the top of the water and creates a constant S pattern through the swamp, going north past you.
I think if it's just gonna walk away, he'll stay quiet for now, but he's gonna watch it, and then if it looks like it's gonna turn back, he's immediately gonna wake the others.
So you watch very carefully, and the creature does disappear out of eyesight eventually after a couple hundred yards north out of the swamp. And you stay on alert for the next 25, 30 minutes or so. You do not hear or see it coming back the direction that it left. But it was fucking big. The remainder of your evening goes by without a hitch. And in the morning, you think it's morning, it's still pretty pitch black as there is this big shadowy shroud hovering over the entirety of the swamp right now. It comes and awakens before everybody, like she had gotten for the first time a full night, no fire watch necessary sleep. And it's wild. You awake feeling good?
Wait, did you guys forget to wake me up?
Oh yeah, must have slipped our mind.
Gray said he wanted you to get more rest.
Oh,
To be
thanks,
honest,
Greg.
I just wanted a night of silence. You're welcome, Ray.
Yeah, what? Yeah, you're welcome.
How was the sleep? I heard moss is great for your skin.
Wait, what?
We're sleeping on like this moss bedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Gray is gonna be spouting bullshit by going, moss is apparently great for your skin, so how was the sleep?
I mean, it was surprisingly nice. What, is my skin looking better?
As green as ever.
Green as moss.
As green as the moss you're sleeping on, yeah.
Nice.
That seemed
All
like
right,
a
well,
very intentional and sweet poetic thing that Gray just spat at you.
Aw. Is this our love language?
Jack's just like shaking her head.
Your eyes are as yellow as the corn in my shit.
Ah!
That's the sweetest thing I ever heard. Aw.
Oh, goblins. Okay, so everybody does everybody does awake successfully. You reapply your balm, the doses of the balm that are legitimate. Now there are bugs that are pestering you, but they're not much more than gnats. The things that are actually biting, stinging, poking, prodding, those are essentially non-existent around you. It's still loud. There's a lot of buzzing, but nothing is touching you, which is the important part. So, with that being said, it is the morning of Tuesday, the 12th of Jury. At 9 a.m. So, let me just do something real quick here.
Oh, by the way, I'd like to. I have to do my hit dice roll.
Oh, yes,
as soon as we get
for
back.
health. Yep. Shit, how bad hurt? Oh, you were still pretty hurt, weren't you? Doc, you were still hurt too. Actually, shit, Gray, you were wounded too. Is anybody else rolling hit dice for hit points? Or Doc, did anybody have did anybody have spell slots before you guys rested to spend?
Yeah, I would have just healed because I had I had 2 first. I had 1 second. I had 2 third, so I would have used them up and then done close wounds.
Yeah, I mean, and technically you didn't say that you were doing that, but I would assume that Doc is intelligent enough to have been like, yo, hey, let's do that. So if you want to mitigate some of these wounds before you guys throw hit dice, that's fine by me. So Doc, go ahead and cast your Cure Wounds, your 2 first and your second. And then, well, first of all, say who they're going to.
So it's probably start. Well, honestly, probably start with. Was Aurora hurt? Did you get hit at all?
She's
Yeah,
scratched.
Yeah, she can sleep it off. Her bow hand was a little sore from the combination of fire and arrows.
All right, so she would have started with Ree then.
Okay.
So I guess Ree will do. Oh, you're doing Cure Wounds, I see.
So there's 8 hit points back to Ree.
Oh, thank you very much.
Wait, did you have 3?
13 total. Yeah, I had 3 first, 2 second, and then I had no 3 first, 1 second, 2 third.
Holy shit.
Okay, so Ree's getting 13 back?
13 is what I rolled so far. Where is she at?
She's pretty good.
Because I can do closed wounds too.
But closed wounds doesn't make any sense because she's just going to be doing the her healing overnight anyways. So if you have more spell slots though.
Okay, here, we'll do that.
So here's the thing though. Ree, Doc, and Gray also they all look like they've taken a blow. Well, actually, Doc, you know what you're at, so.
Yeah.
Doc, you look way worse than Ree does right now.
Alright, so Doc would do a 3rd level on herself.
And Gray looks sickly, but he always looks like that, so you're kind of unsure.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I was thinking, yeah, Gray always looks like shit, so you never know.
And I have 1 3rd level slot that I can throw into someone too before sleep.
That got Doc to full, so I still have 2nd level.
So the next most hurt does appear to be Ree still.
Okay, so 13 more.
Alright, so Ree, that's another 13. Ree has got just a tiny scratch.
Yeah, you don't need to give Ree any more. She can use her hit dice to seal up the rest.
Compared to Ree, Gray appears to have a mortal wound.
Okay.
It's
I'll
not
use my
that
last
bad.
third.
I wish I was kidding.
That should have healed you like 5 times. Right there.
Oh yeah, wow, damn, he looks. Actually, even being at full health, he still's not looking great. But you're really just convinced that's the way he looks.
Ooh.
But the laceration sealed up, so he's good.
Maybe I hear moss is really good for your skin, so maybe just rub some of that.
I don't know. Looks like it might be terminal.
Oh, you got me.
You heard
Good
about
job.
that too?
Gotcha.
Okay, so everybody has recovered what hit points they can. If you are spending hit dice, go ahead and throw those hit dice if you need to top up. And then, oh, Jesus Christ.
Shit, yeah.
You don't even need Doc.
I like having low HP. It means I never have to roll hit dice. Because, like, 2 spells top me up.
Short
Just
rest
using
for
for cold
days.
I'm not bothering rolling a hit die because I was down 2, so I literally can't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not beneficial. Okay, so with that being said, though, you guys are all awake. What rations are you consuming? Whoever needs to consume the rations, go ahead and remove them from the ration bin. Whatever the fuck
We
you
have
call
some
it.
very stale macaroons thing, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ree would try to find like a swamp creature to eat, a frog or two.
Okay,
We
go ahead
still
and make
have
a
a
survival
lot of
check for me, Ree. Look, Ree has been eating French cookies for fucking, like, 6 days. Okay, it's easy enough, Ree. Why don't you, well, yeah, nah, fuck it. So, in 11, look, they're really not hard to catch, these big fat-ass bullfrogs that are eating nothing but thousands of mosquitoes every day. So, Ree, you kind of, like, dip yourself into the swamp water and kind of like lay on your belly to the point where your eyes and just your hair is sticking out of the swamp water. You kind of shimmy up next to this big fat ass bullfrog that's just kind of sitting there grabbing every fly and mosquito it can see. And in an instant, you've already lashed out at it like your arm is an extension of your body, like a tongue would be for the frog itself. You grab it, and as you pull it back, you just smash it against your head, and the thing just makes one loud and just flops a few times, and it's yours. It's yours for the chomping.
All in, just.
It's delicious. I mean, it's no different than eating sashimi. So yeah, it's. I mean, well, okay. Hold on now. It's a little bit different than eating sashimi, but yeah, not for you. You pick the bones
Tastes
clean,
like chicken.
and you guys watch Ree annihilate this. Actually, Aurora, you hear Ree annihilate this thing, as you cannot see. Everybody else watches it unfold. It's pretty gruesome, and then it dawns on you guys that Ree has not had meat in like seriously like 6 days. The girl can eat.
Live off of gnomish macaroons forever. Come on.
Yeah, it's terrible.
As Doc just pops a fish macaroon into her mouth.
I like that.
Sorry, I was saying Aurora's just gonna very quietly just say, "Tell me that was Ray, please," and Gray didn't just implode.
No, it was.
No, I'm still here, sadly. And I had to see it. On a side note,
Kind of sounded like an
Doc,
Arlen cat.
I think I'd prefer a macaroon, thank you. And also on a out of character note, I just like imagining this in like grays, blacks, and whites because that's what I imagine. So it's just this like dark frog with Ree.
It's horrific. Yeah. It's not even gruesome. The blood is just a gray stain. The organs is just dark gray spaghetti. And she's happy, so you know what? That's all that matters, right?
Let's just say you should be glad you're not seeing this. Actually, you'd probably be fine with it. She did make a frog explode, basically, against her head. For your summary.
It takes some hunting skills to be able to catch one. That is no small feat.
You'd know all about those, wouldn't you?
About hunting for game? Yes.
Small feet.
I see what he did there. He's talking about your feet, like the ones you walk
Gotcha.
on.
Gotcha.
Not like the, not the.
Doc, it's not
That
funny
wasn't
to
funny,
explain it.
Gray. That wasn't funny, Gray.
Okay, the other three.
Hey guys, want any of this frog?
Oh,
Went inside that Doc. No, I'm good, Ree. Thank you.
Saved you a leg.
You can have it.
Okay.
It's a big bullfrog, by the way. It's like the size of a chicken leg. Ree just annihilates it.
Really was like chicken.
So if you, serious out of game note here, if you've never had frog before, my grandfather actually, super long story short, my grandfather used to run a nudist colony in Valparaiso, Indiana, and he used to hunt, catch, I know, this is weird shit, man.
Is you gonna gloss over that part?
Welcome to the 90s.
Long story short,
my
what?
childhood. So, for real though, this is the truth. So he used to make frog legs every year for holidays. Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas, didn't matter. He'd have a crock pot of bullfrog legs, and they really do taste like chicken. To an extent. There's a sliminess to them that you just can't get over, but it's good meat. Okay, I'm going to put my hillbilly in my back pocket and move on.
I tried it.
I did make Candace try them. Not a fan. So, you guys, what are the other three of you eating then? Was it macarons?
No much macarons. Yeah.
Okay, so,
I'm gonna take 3 out.
alright, got those 3 marked off. So, you begin to then trek on for the day. Whoever is leading, please give me a survival check.
Is that still me? Anybody feel adventurous?
Anybody feeling froggy?
Take
you
an
know, it really is.
inspiration, Xavier.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and log off.
Don't give him
I
inspiration.
can lead if
Come
you
on.
want, right?
Yeah? Okay, sure.
She like blindly goes to move forward.
Can I?
Oh, right.
Is it possible to help in this?
Yeah, you absolutely can. So you can allow her disadvantage to become a straight roll.
On a rare occasion, Gray, kind of still a bit anxious and a bit, I guess, shaky, would probably go. I'm sure you could get us there fastest. This is your area of expertise. Do good. And Bardic Inspiration.
To Aurora?
Yeah, to
Wow.
Aurora.
Gasp.
Do good.
Okay, so
Hey,
Aurora,
guess
Do
what?
good.
Aurora, with your assistance, as you are completely blind and actually trying to find this trail by sound alone, you are rolling with disadvantage. However, Ree has graciously taken your arms and is essentially doing all of the work for you and leading you like a fucking toddler through a corn maze. And that will allow you to roll a straight roll. You do not get to benefit from Bardic Inspiration, as that comes periodically, and for right now, you are rolling just a straight roll. However, we will come back to the Bardic Inspiration.
Honestly, I think it's funny as hell that people are letting her, so I'm totally okay with it. Let's see how bad this roll is.
I mean, Ree's mind. You've led the party
Wow.
before.
A
Nice.
nat fucking
Yeah.
20.
That's terrible.
Okay. So,
She's been listening for like 2 days to where this like how things get squelchier as they go towards the muck and how it sounds when it's firmer ground. That's obviously what's going on here.
so the interesting thing about the Bardic Inspiration is that as Gray is speaking or slapping the bass drum, you, who literally cannot see fucking anything, and with Ree kind of leading behind you and kind of pushing you forward, and with you having been in this swamp for like 2.5, 3 days now, your senses are changing, especially as a specialized hunter. Instead of seeing what you need to see, you are starting to hear sound reverberating off of things in front of you. And while there's no true cut path that you are following, it is enough to at least guide you out of the way of walking headlong into, you know, a dead tree, a willow, into, you know, a boggy portion of the swamp and then get sucked under, etc. And within that realm, you do a pretty good fucking job of kind of leading the group through this mess. So, with that being said, you travel for another...
Sorry, quick
Go ahead.
thing. Before heading en route, because I almost forgot about it. Gray would kind of whisper to everyone, so, while sleeping last night, there was this giant figure, I think about 20 foot wide, 8 foot tall, sulking through the swamp. It was big. And it moved past us, so I didn't say anything. But it was heading, sorry, Xavier, which direction was it heading? I think you said
North. Yep.
Yes, north.
North from where you are, and you guys are currently heading southeast.
Why didn't you wake me for that?
Because it was going away.
I mean, when were you gonna wake me? Like, if it came towards us?
Yeah, probably. I would have woken everybody.
Fine.
What do you mean, fine?
Fine, you should have fucking woke me. You should have fucking woke me up. It was my turn to fucking watch.
Oh, it's their first fight.
Oh, don't fight, guys.
Well, it was Aurora and Doc who needed to wake me up anyway, but you could have at least given me a... What?
Can you two keep it down? I'm trying to hear the trees.
Hey, they need
The trees are
relax
talking. Are the trees
The
speaking
trees-
Vietnamese?
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Trees don't talk.
Well, actually...
What do we do now?
Okay,
Keep
well,
going.
you're still walking. So, as you have continued to walk, about 8 hours goes by. Okay. So it's roughly, if you were to guess, for the wise and intelligent of the lot of you, it is approximately 5 p.m. You realize that if you continue to progress, now with where you're at, as far as the quote-unquote map says, there is a distinct possibility that within the next 3 to 5 hours, roughly, you could potentially reach this site that the map has kind of pointed you in. However, you do feel yourselves getting tired. It does not mean that you need to stop right where you're at, but just know that if you continue to push forward, there is a possibility that if something catches you up for too long, you could risk exhaustion. What would you like to do? You have been walking literally for 8 hours straight. I will let you discuss. I'm going to take a bio break real quick.
We probably need to rest. I refuse to fight these things at anything less than 100%.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, these guys do take a lot out of us.
I know it's a time thing, Gray. I know. But if we
No,
show
I
up
want to
there...
disagree, but I agree with the numbers that we're going against. It would probably be best to rest.
Okay, then I won't give you my speech that I was about to give you.
My God.
Oh, you're
I
going to use a
was
speech?
going to waste a spell slot real soon.
Did you take a nap today, Gray?
What? No, we were walking the whole time. Why would I take a nap?
Sorry, can you say that again? You cut out.
You need one. You're cranky.
I'm agitated. There's a difference.
Naps help with that, too. I'm a doctor.
I don't like how closely I can feel the death dragon. I can't. When I
What?
listen, it consumes. When I listen, it consumes pretty much everything. There are
Well-
face still, there's fiends, but I don't like how it feels.
Remember, though, that these things are a part of the dragon, too, so you might be sensing them as well. I don't know how that stuff works, but...
I listen.
Wait, you've been
And I
feeling the
hear.
death dragon closely for this whole time?
Relatively, it's hard to say exactly where, but yes, I can feel it. So it's been pretty present since whatever these cracks are that Gray was talking about, I think.
Okay. So, either way, I mean, I'd rather not face these things unless we're, at our best.
Agreed.
I think we should rest
Yeah.
while we can.
Okay, who would like to take first rest, or first watch?
I'll take first watch.
I had a feeling that was the case. Do you want...
Yeah,
Alright,
fuck
I
you
guess.
guys. Fuck you guys for not waking me up.
Hey, it was your fiance's idea.
Her what? I feel like we've talked about this.
We did, and you
Yeah,
said let her sleep.
yeah, that's why we're
That was a different talk. First of all, giving a ring does not mean whatever. I can't be as
100% it
All right,
does.
Reed, you
Reed,
take. It does not.
Who do you want to sit up with you?
I don't know, Gray. You wanna snuggle up for a little while? You and me, watching the darkness, staring into the void. Yeah.
As tempting as that sounds, I think I'm gonna not do that, Reed.
Okay, you get some sleep.
No, I don't think I'll be
I'll-
able to sleep. I'll watch, but I don't think I'll snuggle with you or whatever you said.
All right.
You want me to sleep really close to you, Ree? Will that make you feel better?
I mean, sure, if you want to. I fart a lot in my sleep, I think.
Okay. Well,
Cool,
I'm
Doc,
sure
and you
you've
can
heard.
take a watch with her. I'm gonna go to bed.
If you go to bed, Gray, that means you're taking watch with me.
My bad.
Well, I don't think I'd have to worry too much, seeing as you can't see too much. But you did do a good job leading us, so I don't know. We'll see how
Oh,
that turns
wait,
out.
no, that doesn't make sense. Like two people who can't see in the dark
I can see in the
on
dark.
watch? Oh, yeah, you can't see.
All right. Well, let's. Okay, you two go to sleep. Rhea and I've got this. And then Aurora will not kill Gray on their watch.
Yeah, I haven't started planning on our wedding yet.
Aurora's gonna go and lay down and definitely not agree to not kill the bard.
To be honest, if I were worried about anyone killing anyone, I feel like you've killed more of us. He's gonna point towards the dog.
You're right. Good night.
Whatever. If you aren't gonna kill me, they are, and he's gonna point towards the like forward into the jungle, swamp. So.
All right, so first watch. Please give me a perception check.
Perception. Nice.
Oh, thank goodness. Mine was almost really good.
So, Doc, throughout the course of your watch, you begin to receive very minor bits and pieces of sensations. And you feel your golden nugget begin to grow hot and then freezing cold. And then hot and then freezing cold. And as you kind of pull your armor open and look down, you realize that it is glowing hot, like red hot, and then freezing down to the point where you see blue crystals form over it. And it's going through this pulsation, almost like a heartbeat, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And you begin to receive very simple, but very specific words that pop into your head. You hear, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, uh-oh, cold. And it rinses and repeats over and over. And you recognize this because you have spoken with Garl. You have sat in the golden field of nuggets with the man himself and conversed while dead. You hear his voice. Something's not right. Something is fuckety. And it throws you off and you lose your watch. Read!
This was entertaining.
The watch goes quietly as Doc continues to pop open her blouse and look down and close it, and then pop open her blouse and look down and close it. You kind of watch it and you're just like, what the fuck is this bitch doing over here? And she does it over, and it's like she does it for hours. Over, like obsessively.
Is my nugget doing the same, or is it just cold?
Your nugget is not doing the same. You look down at your nugget and it's stone cold. Very quiet.
What's going on there? You checking if they're still there?
Hot, cold, hot.
Is that what you named your boobs? What's happening? What's going on?
Names their boobs.
Is that what you named your boobs?
I named my boobs. Yeah. What?
Flapping Jack. I'm sorry, I didn't hear my push to talk when I said Flap and Jack. Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. There's something weird going on, and I suspect it has to do with she'll motion towards Aurora. I don't.
Excuse me.
I don't know what is going on.
Hey,
Is Garl
Hesnick,
trying
welcome on
to
in.
tell you
How are you?
something?
How are you?
I don't know. It doesn't seem right. Something seems off. He said "uh-oh"
What,
once or twice too. I don't know.
what is he saying? Hot, cold? Is that what's going on?
He's saying hot, cold, and it's turning hot and cold. Maybe I'll try to. I'm gonna try to pray.
Yeah, yeah. Do that. Tell me what he says if he says anything.
Okay.
Holla at you, girl.
So Doc will start praying to Garl and just like, if you need something from me, please let me know. Are you okay? Is everything okay?
Doc, make a religion check.
30-20.
Doc, you feel a presence as you speak into your mind and as you focus inwardly on the nugget. As that happens, you feel a demand from the nugget. And you recognize this demand. With a 20 religion, you recognize this demand as a demand of power in order to speak. If you want to allow this entity to speak to and with you in this moment, you will have to expend a second level spell slot that must be consumed for tomorrow's preparation.
Done. She's assuming it's Garl, so without a second thought, she does it.
As you do so, you focus your energy, and there is a spiral of golden light that flashes around your hand with these small white sparks that spit off. And as the energy absorbs into the nugget, Doc, a presence enters your mind. And you hear... I'm sorry, what was the... Can you just repeat to me exactly what the verbiage was that you used for your question?
I said, "Is there anything you need from me? Are you okay? What can I do? What's going on?"
Doc, as the presence enters your mind, the nugget grows cold. And the vision around you, which is already in black and white, begins to grow hazy. And you hear...
Ah, little gnome. You'll find no Garl here. But don't worry. Your dear friend has already paid the price, and I'm the one to lead you to salvation. I'll see you soon.
And the voice fades, and the nugget grows still and dull. The coldness and the heat vanishes all at once, and you feel nothing. No presence.
Did I recognize that voice from when I heard it when Gray was sleeping, by chance?
Make an intelligence check.
Oof.
There are similarities, but because you never dwelled on it in the moment, you're not sure.
Her head will like snap over to where Gray is sleeping, see if he's stirring or moving.
He is fucking out cold.
You all right?
I don't know.
I mean, I assume you did that kind of like
Yeah, it would have been
aggressively
like,
almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
I I don't know what to think right now. Do you remember how I told you that Gray had a creepy sleeping voice?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard it once or twice.
Well, so I prayed to Garl, and I thought that I was getting through to him. I actually had to use some of my magic to be able to talk to him, but it wasn't him. And I don't know for sure if it was the sleepy, creepy voice or not, but it sounded kind of similar. It's been a really long time since I heard it. I guess it could also be great grandpappy. I don't know. I'm not used to so many voices in my head.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, it wasn't Garl, and now it's not doing it anymore.
Well, maybe your thing is off. Maybe it's not quite here. Let me. Maybe I'll try mine. I'll try mine. Maybe your
I
thing's
think I
fucked up.
need to
I'll try mine.
calibrate my gold nugget.
I don't know. I don't know how this shit works.
She'll tap on it a couple times while Bria's praying. Yeah, see if
No,
you
maybe you need to.
can
Maybe
talk
you
to
need to
him.
Maybe you need to
But-
clean it every once in a while.
But
Remake a religion check. God help us.
Fuck, I think mine's broken too.
Yeah, like you tap on it a couple times, you pick it up and hold it to your mouth. Hello, hello. This thing on. It's a. Don't get me wrong. You could hawk this thing for a pretty penny, but it's not doing anything funny. Doc, yours is not growing colder or hotter. It is simply there.
Okay. So the disturbing thing is that the voice said it was guiding us, that Garl's not here, but it's guiding us. And if it was sleepy creepy, I don't know if I want to be guided by it.
Sleepy creepy.
Is that really do we really want to be guided by that? Through a swamp toward what we already know is our doom?
Well, maybe it's just like the trees are getting in the way or something. Maybe it's just like
I think it's interference. I don't think that's how it works, though. I don't know. I guess I've
I
never
have
prayed
fucking
from a
no
swamp
idea how this
before.
shit works.
I'm really
I
new
literally
to
have no
being
idea.
a cleric.
I mean, Garl talked to me once. It was weird. It was cool. It was weird, but I mean, I don't know how any of this shit works. I figure like it's just because I was in the what?
I have an idea. Roll those dice you found.
Okay. What are 2d6s?
Oh god,
Yeah.
I don't like having space.
Yeah, roll 2d6. Do it. I need to know what each of the d6 roll, not the total.
3 and 1.
Give me a second. God damn you guys.
Oh god, what did I do?
Oh fuck! They're actually. I thought. Oh no.
They're just dice.
Oh, this gonna be good.
I thought they were just bone dice. Yeah, shit.
I did too.
This is why you'll always bring an arcane caster with and cast detect magic on creepy shit. Okay.
It's not that creepy.
You have no idea what the bones are.
The bones
Makes
tell me
them not that
nothing.
creepy. It's ignorance is bliss.
That's fair until you throw the fucking bones. All right, give me a sec.
God, I'm gonna like summon
Ree's
some
idea.
kind of fucking aberration on it.
What?
Fuck.
All of a sudden, a beholder. You
Oh,
called.
TBK, unless we can control it, that'd be super.
No, well, come on now.
Says that's not how I do things.
It's fucking. It's we summoned the dragon, the death dragon.
Yeah,
It's
right.
here now.
I don't know. I feel like we could throw some gnomish macarons towards the beholder and make a pretty good friend.
Yeah.
It worked
Worked
pretty
so
well
far.
several times.
It has worked surprisingly well.
Best purchase ever in any D&D game that I've done.
Honestly, looking back, it's surprising how much food we throw at enemies.
Ree is the only consistent party member that we've had. Like, it shouldn't be surprising at all. I'm surprised we don't throw food at more things.
No, the other things become food. We hunted a deer, a frog, some other things all along the way, and berries. Come on, Candace, look, lighten up. It can't be
I'm
that
freaking
bad.
out, man. I'm freaking out, man.
It's just a pair of dice. I'm sure we'll be Tarask. What?
Yes, yes. And the deck of many things is just a deck of cards. Indeed.
Exactly. We'll be perfectly fine. There's nothing to
Yeah.
worry about.
Oh god, dice of many things. Ugh.
Yeah. Is that, I don't know if it's Logan? I think it's Logan, but yeah, on the same page here. I thought so because I saw what emotes are being used. Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, I had to look at 2 different charts because it depends on like what one die rolls and what the other die rolls. It's not a combined thing. So you grab the bone dice and you're like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do this thing, and you shake them a few times and you throw them, and as you throw them, 3, 1. Suddenly, the dice burst, literally explode outwards, and as they do so, a mist, heavy, so dense that you literally cannot physically see through, covers everybody around you. It smells like stale old coal smoke. And nobody chokes, nobody's coughing or dying, but you look around and within 5 seconds, the dice are gone and there is a heavy black sooty smoke hanging around everybody in the group. And you cannot see 2 inches in front of your face.
Yeah, not like I'll notice when I wake up.
Well, that was fucking weird.
Okay, I thought they were just dice.
I can't believe you fucking threw those things.
She's gonna tap her gold nugget. Carl, could you, like, just let me know you're good?
Doc, roll a religion check.
A 12?
Okay. Doc, you feel a presence enter the nugget and ask. It requests to enter your mind. But in order to do so in this moment, you know that it will require a first level spell slot consumed from tomorrow's power pool.
She'll do it again, just because at this point she needs to know if Garl's around or not, so I will use it first.
So you consume a first level spell slot. As you do so, there is a presence that enters your mind. And you hear...
Sweet little gnome. There's no Garl here. Only me. Thank you, by the way. Power sure does pay, doesn't it?
And the presence fades from your mind, and the nugget remains dull.
This motherfucker.
What motherfucker? Me?
No,
What'd I do?
different motherfucker.
Different motherfucker? Am I still a motherfucker then?
No, I don't know. I can't talk to Garl.
Maybe the
I just
trees.
tried
I don't
it.
know.
I just tried again, and it's not the tree. I don't think it's the tree. I think it's this weird. I'm really worried about this voice because it said it's leading us, and it said there's no Garl here, and it blew a kiss at me, and all of it's just really weird.
Yeah, you know, like I said, we're so close to the fucking shadow monsters that it's probably just, you know, it's probably just
Leading
blocking
us to
Garl.
our doom. Yeah,
Well,
but if
no,
I can't
I'm
talk
saying-
to Garl, I don't know if I can heal.
Maybe it's like not like Garl's jurisdiction. do gods work like that? Does it like I can only help you out if you just stay on this side of the river, that kind of shit?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure gods are supposed to be everywhere. That's the whole thing about being a god.
Yeah, all right. I guess that makes sense.
Uh, Doc will start thinking the last time that what would she be able to like think about the last time that she felt Garl's presence? Like when she's casting spells the last time, did it feel the same? Because now she's like, because the way that the guy said, the first thing that this voice said was that Ray already took care or already paid or something like that. So now she's like, when's the last time I even felt Garl while I was casting? Actually, no, he did not say Gray. He said your. Oh yeah, he said your friend Gray. Yeah,
No, he just said friend.
Yeah, he
friend.
did just say
Okay.
friend. He did not say the word
Yeah.
gray. He did not ever say that.
So they said your friend, but she's trying to think back to the last time that she felt Garl's presence.
When was the last time you used Channel Divinity or cast a spell? You cannot do that without Garl's
Right.
presence.
So casting a spell, I mean, I cast them the night prior, healing everybody. So did it feel normal? Did it feel the same?
Yeah. I mean, you cast the spell just as you would any normal time. You were granted, Garl opened the weave between you and him and allowed that magic to flow into you in order to perform your miracle, and it unfolded
Okay.
as expected.
Okay. I don't like this. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't like this, and something doesn't feel right. And it's taking everything for me not to shake Gray awake right now.
Well, maybe like I said, maybe it's just where we are. Maybe when we're done with these nasty fuckers here, we go find a Garl church and say ask what's up there because I'm sure like the priestesses are a little closer, right? They would know what's up.
Yeah. I don't like this, Reese. Something's not right. There's a lot of things that aren't right, but our little bubble feels not right.
Well, yeah, like pretty sure it's just the angry here. I think that's why. I think we're just being blocked, or you're just being blocked. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
I mean, I guess if it's not okay, I'll hopefully be hanging out with Carl anyway, so I can just ask him what the hell.
Like I don't. Can you do a Garl spell? Can you do a Garl boot like right now, or is it?
I could try, but then I'll use more magic that we need for later. If worse comes to worse, I have the tattoo. That's different, so I can heal at least a few times. I've got my healer's kit and figure it out, I guess. I didn't do anything for him to abandon me. I don't understand it, and I don't like it.
It'll be fine. We'll be cool. Everything's fine. Stop panicking. Everything's fine. So I said stop panicking.
I'm still panicking.
Face. Stop panicking.
Okay. I'll stop outwardly panicking.
Okay. Why don't you know what? Why don't you just get some shut eye? I'll finish up this watch, and then I'll wake up Aurora.
Okay. So kind of begrudgingly, like a kid that doesn't want to go to bed, go lay down, and then you'll hear her like flopping and tossing and turning. She's trying to get comfortable. Clearly still panicking.
All right, so you finish out the rest of your watch, and second watch comes around. Who is being woken up?
I'll wake up Aurora first.
Okay.
So, like, hey, it's your watch. I don't know. Wake Gray up or not? I don't know. I just feel like it's probably kind of a nice thing to let him sleep because he let me sleep. Can you see anything? Or do you need? You're like blind as
Uh,
fuck, right?
well, I
Is
could
the
change
fog
that,
still
but
there?
Oh yeah. How long did it last?
So about 25 or 30 minutes go by, and the fog does dissipate. So before Aurora's even woken up, the fog is gone.
Aurora,
By
ever,
the way,
stubbornly prideful, will just be like, "Yeah, I don't need to be able to see. The swamp is the swamp. It sounds like the swamp."
yeah, all right, that's fair. Hey, by the way, those dice, I guess they just weren't regular dice and they exploded. Good night.
She blinks twice and then files that mentally under the category of things to ask Doc about in the morning. Because she doesn't need a re-explanation on that. Like she starts to raise her hand, like, ah, good night.
All right, Aurora, please go ahead and give me a perception check as you take up the second watch solo, and do it with disadvantage because you can't see shit, bitch.
Yeah, this is smart.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah. You know, yep. The trick won't be not letting anything get near. The trick will be killing whatever gets too close before the others wake up.
Okay, lucky for you, my dice rolls are a little bit on the other side of the spectrum. So, you go through the remainder of your evening and into the early morning hours, and there appears to be no issue whatsoever. You don't hear anything, you don't smell anything, you don't sense anything out of place.
Yep. The only thing that I want to do during my watch, well, two things. Um, One will be at the end of it, I'm going to do primeval awareness, like before I go and get everyone up. And then two, I want to. She's not looking for a response. She's just kind of sending mentally the determined, like, we are going to, like, get through this. Um, I'm going to make good use of the gifts that you have given me, that sort of thing, just mentally. Not very specifically, not asking for anything. Just that, like, I'm going to do right by these gifts.
Okay. Give me, first of all, give me an Arcana check. Okay. There is no response to your call out to the bloodline. And as far as your primeval awareness, so you utilize your primeval awareness, and this is at the
I'm
tail
burning a
end
first
before
level.
first level.
Yep.
Okay, understood.
First. Yep.
So as you activate the primeval awareness, you currently sense give me a moment. Aha. You sense only a death dragon. Singular. Nothing else is present near you. Within your realm of senses.
Okay. Then that's all I'm doing
More
on watch
concerning.
besides. Yeah, yep, I agree.
More concerning than
Yeah,
finding
but
all the other things.
yep. She's just going to be listening to the swamp until it's time, she thinks, to get everyone else up.
Okay, so the next morning comes.
She is, of course, going to start by waking up Doc first.
So you wake Doc up. It is about 0800, roughly, give or take. You're not sure because the light here is only so light for somebody who can't see fucking shit. But you guess by the level of exhaustion you feel, not true exhaustion, not like actual fatigue, but exhaustion like, okay, I think it's been about enough time now. And more than that, you begin to hear the others stir. And you wake Doc. Doc, you are woken up to small halfling hands upon you. Do with that what you will. I'm not even going to touch that with a 10-foot fucking pole.
You wouldn't need to. We're really short.
I
She'd
know,
probably
it's probably
sit up
like a
straight.
fucking... she smacks you in the head with a ruler.
So yeah, she'll sit up pretty quickly and like look over. She looks kind of confused, and then this is not really in Doc fashion. She immediately starts praying. She like sits crisscross applesauce, glitter in your eye, and she closes her eyes and starts praying.
Aurora. Oh, question. Is she praying audibly?
You can hear whispers. You can't really understand what she's saying there. Her mouth is just moving.
Okay. Well, in that case, Aurora doesn't really know what Doc's doing at the moment. So it's me. Doc, time to. We should get going. I wanted to get you up before we had to deal with the others.
She's like, okay, I gotta see if I can talk to Girl yet. She keeps praying.
Yeah. Do your magic things. I'll get the others up. I guess.
All right. So as this is
very
happening,
awkwardly.
two things real quick. Candace, first of all, give me a religion check. Second of all, after you click your long rest button, make sure you take your level 2 slot and your level 1 slot off, please.
I did. Yep. Oh, it was almost the next one.
But then it wasn't.
It really wasn't.
Not only do you not receive an answer of any sort, the nugget is unnaturally cold. Not frosty cold like hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. It is dead.
There's a weird little squeaky sound in the general direction of Doc.
She's gonna stop and knock an arrow in the darkness. And then turn.
And Doc, as you look up, Aurora has an arrow pointing straight at your fucking forehead.
Don't shoot me. I'm already having a really bad day.
She's gonna lower it, of course, and then go over to Doc, trying not to, trip on miscellaneous campsite things. Say, the morning just what?
We can only go up from here, right? She'll start digging through the bag for the rations, which are gnomish macaroons.
I mean, yes, no, I don't. What happened?
Gray, it is about this time that you begin to wake up, but as you're stirring, you're hearing the conversation and not entirely moving. So do with that what you will. Doc, go ahead.
Last night, when I was on watch, the gold nuggets started going hot and cold and hot and cold, and I thought it was maybe great grandpappy, but then there was but then I heard Garl's voice, so then I tried to contact him and make sure he was okay, because he said, uh-oh. And then when I made contact, it wasn't Garl, it was... I don't know who it was, but it sounded an awful lot like Sleepy Creepy, and I don't know if I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I've tried to contact Garl twice and I have failed both times, and now I am less powerful than I could be, and my nugget does not feel. Nothing feels right.
So Aurora's gonna blink for a second as she processes that deluge of information. And, uh, okay. Was Gray awake?
No, I checked. He wasn't
Was
talking
Gray?
either. It was in
Oh,
my
that
head.
was asleep. Gray was speaking in your head.
I don't know if it was actually that voice. It sounded similar, but it's been so long since we heard it. I can't say for sure, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Um. Well, it would kind of make sense that you haven't been able to contact Garl. Um, considering, and she says it very awkwardly because she's not a religious caster, obviously, a divine caster. Um, makes sense that you can't contact Garl, sort of. Think about the dragon and the planes and the cracks and everything. You might have just been hearing. He, it could have just been this fucking dragon trying to get in your head. Like, does your do you still feel like you can do all of the things that you can normally do because of Garl?
I won't know till I try to, and I don't want to waste power we need because I've already wasted some of it. Talking to the
Well,
stupid voice.
you knew right away when that you were closer to Garl after you did the thing with the shard. And then again after you died and then spoke to him.
I literally hung out with him.
Yeah,
Nobody
yes.
believes me, but I hung out with him.
You yes, you said that. I can't imagine what that would be like, but that's not the point. That's not the point. You would know if something was horribly wrong. So this thing is obviously just trying to fuck with your head. It's just trying to get you to it's trying to get you to doubt yourself and you can't doubt yourself.
I don't doubt myself.
Or
I'm awesome. I just don't like that my nugget feels weird.
well, I does Ria's nugget feel weird? That was a sentence.
Ree tried, but Ree is the warrior of Garl, not a glitter sprite. It's different.
Yeah, I guess it would be. Okay. So it sounds kind of like that's not a thing that we should be terribly worried about until it becomes an actual problem.
Like
It sounds
when we
like
get into
something's
combat and
different.
I'm useless.
You would not be useless. I mean, the alternative is I can wake up Gray with a arrow and see if it really was him creating this voice.
No,
In which
it
case,
wasn't. It wasn't him. Just it. I'll get myself together. Just if you can wake them up, It's fine.
I can
well,
confirm
have
it wasn't
you?
me making the voice.
And at this point, Gray just kind of like starts talking.
I like the idea that he was kind of sitting up because Aurora can't see him.
Yeah.
Of course, he's awake and heard everything.
Yeah, well, he knows now that if it is him fucking with your head, then he'll get an arrow. I mean, like, this isn't really anything new.
It's
Besides
not
that,
gray. It's not. It's not gray. It's look. I know. I know. Can someone wake up Ree? She's gonna be really mad if we keep talking and she's not awake. I don't want to make her mad 2 days in a row.
we can wake up Reek, but first,
Yeah.
did you do the glitter in your eye
I
thing?
did crisscross applesauce.
Okay, are there any other ones that you can try, like sparkle on the swamp top or something?
What the fuck? Doc, I'm not even
Hell,
gonna make
now
you.
there is.
I'm not gonna make you even roll a religion check. That sounds legit, but highly unlikely. Look, you met some swamp people back there. You didn't ask about their religion, but there's a distinct possibility that they were Pelorian.
Yeah, you go wake up Ree and I'll try sparkle on the swamp.
Also,
Okay.
isn't Garl known as a trickster? I'm sure he could just be messing with you.
I don't think he would trick his own buddy. I appreciate it, Gray. That's probably the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
That your god likes playing tricks on people. Sure.
Think of all the things you've said to me, and then think of what you just said. That's probably the
I
nicest thing.
think I've consistently told you that your god's an asshole, and I think I'm gonna stick with it.
That's legit.
Doc just looks more sad and goes into her bag for. She continues to search for macarons.
Okay, so anybody who's eating a macaron, is it going to be everybody today, or is anyone hunting?
Reed's looking for frogs, so that shit was delicious.
All right, so go ahead and, well, for the time being, mark off 3 macarons, Candace, and Ree, go ahead and give me a survival check.
I need meat. Give me that fucking
easy.
sweet meat.
More than a frog, you find a big fucking anaconda, probably 6 feet long, you know, twice your height, but coiled around a large dead log. Half of its body is underwater because the log is floating on top of the actual swamp itself. You sneak under it in a very similar predator versus alien fashion, right? Like you're sneaking up and underneath it with just your eyes poking out, and as you grab this thing by the neck, as it starts to unwind itself to try to get you, you've already broken its neck, and the whole thing just goes limp, and like a noodle off a hot dog, you sling this thing off the fucking log. I know that was a really weird analogy, and I'm sorry about that.
That was a weird one.
But
That was a weird one.
but it fits, right?
Does that
But
happen a lot with you?
Not well. Look, we got 3 young kids. I'm telling you, sometimes we got to do weird things with spaghetti. So, but you pull the anaconda off, and as you pull it back, you've easily got 8 pounds of snake meat.
Oh, hey guys, I got this anaconda. Anybody want some?
It's Ree holds up this thing that is literally twice her fucking height. It's a full-blown anaconda.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Not that
Fuck yeah.
hungry,
All right,
but I
let's do
want
this.
some too.
Yeah, all right.
Full because of the macaroon, but even I want to try that.
I thought y'all didn't want none. Okay, cool. Let's do this.
Do we need to cook this one? Asking
No, that's
DM to see if my knowledge of
Make a survival-
non-goblin stomachs.
Make a survival check.
That's a good call.
Yeah, goblins can eat fucking spoons.
Thank goodness you're old high on that, because I don't feel like being poisoned and sad.
So you can eat raw snake meat as long as it is within, like, you know, an hour of its death and non-preservation. So it has not been preserved. It just died. You should eat it, like, now. And yes, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Cut that thing open. Do you need a knife?
Yeah, let's do this. Give me a knife. You got one? I don't have one. Yo, hook me up with that fire knife. Right?
I'm gonna cook it and cut it at the same time.
You
Yeah.
do not get to use the fire knife, Ray. You have
Actually, I
your
don't.
really
You know,
good
that's
use
true.
hammer.
No, I don't want to use the fire knife. Actually, you're right. You saw you.
All right,
Yeah.
so
You use the fire knife.
I'm gonna try and apparently sear the snake. I'm gonna try and prep it so we can eat it.
okay, go ahead and give me one more survival check.
I will be very sad if I fail this.
Honestly, I will too. Oh no, you're fine. Oh please. So the knife
Oh,
does
she's good at this.
in a bout of fury, the knife does not ignite. As you slit this anaconda down from its jaw to the tip of its tail, you peel it open, and with two very quick slices, and as you're doing it with your right hand, the left hand is feeling for the rib cage, and as you hit it, you fillet this thing like it's nothing. You get your knife up and under the skin on the outside underneath the jaw, and you peel it back, literally just underneath where the head is. Grab your fist, and you just roll the skin backwards off of it, peeling off literally an 8-pound slab of boneless snake meat that when you taste it, tastes like you are eating like a white tuna, essentially, if you've ever had white tuna sashimi. And as you pop it in your mouth, it is just, I mean, fucking wonderful. So, Gray, are you who's consuming it?
Doc is.
Okay, everybody, all of you roll a d6.
Oh
Okay.
no.
All of you add that number to your temporary hit points as the meal fills you to the brim with fresh, raw, unadulterated, snaky goodness.
Now we know what Gray needed.
Yeah, like doubled his hit points.
To be honest, he rolled better than all of you, but a stomach like that would benefit better from temporary hit points, I suppose, right? Somebody needs to get this guy false life.
I mean,
Because that's a good fucking spell.
I've gone
That's
up
a good
to
one.
40 hit points now.
Yay!
Holy shit, you broke the big 4-0.
As we're sitting, Doc sits. I'm sure I don't. Well, Gray might notice, but Doc sits much closer to Aurora than she normally would have. She's just like a little clingy. She's a little clingy today.
You know what? Aurora's not gonna react much. She's enjoying this snake.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you said the snake. I was like, fuck, that's messed up, man.
I don't think Gray would be paying it.
Aurora's like, wow.
I don't think Gray would be paying attention to Doc because I think once he like receives a piece of snake, he'd probably go, "Man, I haven't had snake since we traveled to Nurse Star once for performance back in the troop."
And as that flashback hits you, Gray, there is a presence that immediately grabs hold of your mind for an instant. And as the presence rises up and writhes around you, almost giving you a cold embrace, you hear,
Oh, there we go, Mr. Gray. Finally, the days of joy. The days of joy that you dream about, I finally get to feel. Snake is good though, isn't it?
I think Gray would open his mouth to speak, forgetting that he's that most people can't hear him, and then he'll go, "Wait," and then go, "Yeah, snake is pretty good. I'd give you some, but it's kind of difficult to feed a shadow."
and you immediately receive a response. Because he says that out loud. Hold on a second, though, for those of you who want to jump in here. You immediately receive a response, though, and you feel a physical pat on your left shoulder, and then a whisper, a cold breath on your right cheek, and you hear,
It is difficult to feed those you can't see, isn't it? But that's okay, Mr. Gray. You enjoy and rue this day. Goodbye for now, my friend.
and the presence fades away. That all happens in an instant.
As he leaves, Gray would kind of say out as well. He's gonna look like, as he says the part with can't feed the people you can't see, he's gonna look really happy because when the shadow touched him and he started speaking, and then he's gonna immediately turn sad when that is said. And then he's just not gonna eat the rest of the snake.
So you guys heard him say the thing.
Oh, he actually did say that out loud?
Yeah, I feel like he would have.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just that little chunk. though.
Shadow just kind of, he kind of just caught him by surprise, so he wouldn't have thought it.
so the you can't feed who you can't see thing? What you
No,
said?
you can't. It's kind of difficult to feed a shadow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know I'd give you some, but it's difficult to feed a shadow.
I guess that's true.
Huh? Sorry, what'd you say, Reed?
What did you say?
You?
You said something about feeding a shadow? What?
You said you can't feed a shadow.
Oh, he's gonna look flustered and go, but you can't. You see, and he's gonna like put some snake just in like his shadow. Can't feed it.
Make a deception check,
Yeah.
Gray.
Make
Everybody
insight.
else make insight checks.
No, that makes total sense to me. I'm like assuming I already failed this.
I'm guessing you probably did too, but I'm really hoping you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
A garbage insight.
Wow, that's a deception check.
Holy shit.
We'll see.
Wow. Okay,
I
so
was proud of like our rolls.
here's the thing, though. So Gray says that, and as he kind of like tosses the snake meat into his shadow, Doc, you're just like, that was really fucking weird, man. But you are a weird, strange, scrawny, kind of looking healthier little man.
Also, did you just try to feed your shadow?
And Aurora, something's not entirely right, but you have no fucking clue what it is. He's just he's clearly acting out of character, but in such a way that you're just assuming at this point, because you're only hearing it, right? You can't even see him. You just hear this loud like as the snake meat hits the fucking moss, and then the words, and you're like, I don't even get it. Like, what?
I think Aurora's honestly going to assume that she's missing some important context to this and is just going to kind of file that away under reasons that I may or may not need to shoot Gray and move on.
Yeah, and the context, by the way, is 100% of your visual cues.
Meanwhile, Reed's just like, yeah, you can't feed shadows. This
Yeah,
way.
he's like, God damn, he's got a point. You can't feed a shadow.
That's right.
All right. So, what are we doing at this point? Yes, go ahead, Gray, please, if you have something.
I think after like a few moments of silence, we just go, sorry, I was thinking out loud. Anyway. So we're at the border of the swamp, and then gonna try to divert attention. So we're at the border of where we think the ship is gonna be. We should probably go in more quietly here. We don't want to, I guess, get jumped. Surprised.
I'm expecting
He wouldn't
it
say
to
jump,
probably
he would say
still be
surprised.
a couple hours. If what I've been hearing is true.
What you've been hearing? What have you been hearing? What the fuck
She
is
can't
going
see
on with
anything.
everybody right
She
now?
can't see
Oh, right. I thought you were like hearing like fucking voices or
anything.
something,
No, that's
or
just
like
me.
She's
Well,
literally
just
only
what I-
hearing-
everybody but me. I'm feeling left out here, man. Everybody's hearing voices in
You
this
can
group
have
but
it.
me.
You can have it if you
Yeah?
want it. I don't
Okay.
Scariest warlock patron
Take
of all,
Take it.
Floridian.
Oh,
God damn
Can
you,
I?
Torin.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation to make some faint musical notes go by where I think Ree is.
You're gonna make some pink musical notes go by. Oh yeah, well you can hear Ree,
Some
no
faint,
problem. I'm
yeah.
with your sorry, faint. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
making some stupid sounds by Ree.
so you
Just to
really
confuse
quickly you're
people.
just like da 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 da, and these just really quick like blurps. Blurps is blurp? Well, blurp's a fucking
Blurps.
word now, kids. Hold on to your asses because blurp's a word. These quick little, like a couple of eighth notes and a quarter note just kind of like materialize in front of Ree, light up ever so slightly, like a half a candlelight's worth, and then just vanish.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm getting some blurps here. Okay.
Joke's on you! Blurp has always been a goblin word. Period.
Yeah.
well, it is
I
now.
love that
Whatever
Kevin has my fucking
vocabulary.
back. Kevin has my back on all the stupid shit that I say.
Okay. There we go. Cool.
So, just so you know, a
Now I'm
blurp is
hallucinating too. Great.
It's an explosive, low-pitched sound resembling a burp.
Really?
It's a real
word?
Actual
Shit, I
word.
love it.
Wow.
What was it? An explosive low-pitched sound?
low-pitched sound that resembles a burp.
What the fuck does that even mean by explosive? Is it... you know what?
It's like...
Okay. I'm on board. I like where we're going with this.
Frogs don't croak, they blurp. I
Yeah.
confirm.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Anyway, I'll be right back. I just want to get something to drink.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, with that being said, what is your guys' next move then? What are you guys doing?
We're definitely packing up our stuff and getting ready to
Yeah.
move. Are we just, is it like just due south at this point?
Yeah, I mean at this point you guys are, give me one moment. You guys are like literally only 2 hours away from where this supposed site is, and you are at this point on track. So if you don't fuck up on tracking, then you will be there within the next couple of hours if you continue to move that direction, which is due southwest. Excuse me, southeast.
Doc's kind of just waiting for instruction at this point. She ate the snake and she's contemplating and just waiting for someone to make the next move.
All right, so I think we're ready to roll. I guess I'll take the lead for this one, and we'll try to just be sneaky as possible.
You realize when we get there, I will more than likely need light.
Okay, well then,
we can
maybe
sneak
all the-
until there, like,
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be useful when we get to the site, assuming it's here, and especially if we get into some sort of fights, light would help.
Well, you got your key around your neck, right? That just like is always on. How does that work?
She grins because she's not thinking about hiding her expressions because she's forgetting about them right now. She just grins and I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, when you start hearing, shit going wild, just, take out that necklace and start hitting shit.
Well, it will attract attention if anything is around that isn't aware we're there. So it's a double-edged flame in that regard.
Yeah,
All right,
I don't.
let's go shoot some Sarasworn.
I mean, I guess I can. No, I forgot I sold my torch. Fuck.
That's right, you did sell your fucking torch.
That would be about the same, only mine's red and a key, and you know what? It's actually nothing like that. I will be able to see. It's just going to attract attention.
We'll do it when we get
It's either
there.
that or I shoot whatever moves, and that's likely to be us.
I feel like there's a more accurate answer to the us, but yeah. And I don't like it.
Yep, just so long as we're all on the same page.
We have to be on the same page or we're not going to succeed.
On this, I agree.
You guys remember that, right?
Yeah. It's super fucking wise.
That's one thing I've got.
Well, before we start walking and things, does anybody have... Everyone has their potions ready and all of that, right?
Yeah, make sure you have potions ready, please.
Let's see what I got here. I got a superior potion. And I got invisibility and fire resistance and growth. Oh, actually, no, I got 2 potions. I got 1 superior and 1... Wait, where'd it go? There it is, regular. So I'm good.
Oh, and remember, if... She pauses and takes a quick breath. If Doc falls, we have scrolls in the bag to try and bring her back. Please don't get hit a lot, Doc.
By fall, do you
Yeah.
mean put down and wriggling
Dies.
near death, or
Dies,
dies?
Gray.
Okay.
Time of dying. Just
But
stay.
she does
Just
seem to
stay.
do both.
Yeah, just stay behind me, Doc, if you can. I'll try to keep you behind me. Just don't find yourself in the middle of stabbies, if you can help
Can
it.
you
Honestly, Aurora
do?
did pretty good with that last time.
Yes, the
I'm talking about.
scales are good for deflecting things like that. Um, Doc, can you do when we get into things? Can you do that spell that like tied us all together again?
That was pretty cool.
Guess we'll see.
Can't doubt. You told me that yesterday. Like,
Use
don't
my
make me
words
try and
against
mimic.
me.
Yes,
Is there
because
like
they were
any kind
wise
of
words.
like? Is there any kind of like Garl Booyah you can do that like doesn't like burn you out at all?
Yeah, shouldn't you have some lower tier spells?
Yeah, like that's like I know some are like more taxing on you and others aren't so much. But like, can you do like an easy one?
Nobody's hurt right now or dying. I could maybe cast Sacred Flame on Gray.
That
Yeah,
would hurt me more than you'd know.
no,
I
do it
know.
on
Would
do it
fuck
do it on
Gray
me.
up
Can you do
bad.
it on me?
I'm not
Do it on
gonna
me.
cast Sacred Flame on anybody here.
Do it on that
Just
tree. Could you do it on the
on-
frog or
yeah.
something? Do it on something.
Frog? Uh, I guess, let me see. She'll try to cast Close Wounds on herself, even though she's not hurting, just to see if the magic comes to her fingers.
Are you injured?
No, nobody's hurt.
Okay, so you go to mutter your you like conjure your incantation and you grab your nugget, and as you put the spark into your chest that would normally close your wounds, nothing happens.
How
Oh
about,
fuck, that's a bad sign.
Everybody panic.
Somebody do somebody try to think
What?
of the things everybody can do. I can
Throw
help
one of
you.
your. Well, since they throw one of your flames at one of the trees, it doesn't burn, right?
I can conjure a small target if you want.
Well,
It won't cost me anything.
okay. Do that.
All right, I'll use my
You turned into a robot there for about 10 seconds, so just tell me what you want to do again, real quick.
Sorry, is it better now?
Ah!
Am I
God,
still a
it's
robot?
like 4 copies of you talking over yourself. What is happening? I think the Matrix is breaking.
You like
I think you just need to type it out.
Yeah.
target?
I keep hearing the word target, and I just don't know who's the target. Minor illusion, a small target. Okay, so Gray, do you have so Gray creates a so as he slaps the drum, there is a reverberation in the distance about 5-10 feet away from you guys, and it manifests in the form of a small blue glowing object. It's not even really got like a form to it. Maybe a clay pot, maybe a hay bale. It keeps kind of like shifting in the darkness so as to not draw attention. Doc, you do see a target though.
Okay, I'm gonna try to cast Sacred Flame on it.
Okay. You cast Sacred Flame. You mutter your incantation, and as you pull your hand up and then straight down, just above where the illusion is, a small circular sigil appears, and blasting down from it is this radiant energy, hitting the pot hay bale combo and burning it to ash. And both spells fade.
Okay, well, that's a good sign. But we should move, because that's a really bright spell.
Oh yeah, let's go. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You just can't hear Garl because of the trees. That's fine. Everything's fine.
No,
Stop panicking.
that's... I'm not panicking. You're panicking. Stop panicking.
You're fucking panicking.
I am panicking. It's fine.
All right. So, you begin to travel. Whoever is the lead give me your survival check. So who is the lead this time?
Yeah. Ree will take the lead, but she's gonna try to do it stealthily as well
Okay,
because
so
we're close.
yep.
If I know that she's getting ready to like take us through and be our guide, am I able to cast guidance at that point?
So guidance is a reactive thing, but yes,
It's like an overtime kind of thing, right?
yeah,
With survival.
it is an overtime thing with survival, whereas guidance, since I use it as a reaction now, is like a hey, this thing happened.
Yeah.
However, I will allow it because Reed does have to pull the map open and go, I'm almost positive we are right here. We need to be right here, so let's follow that path exactly. So go ahead and add your guidance to it, Reed.
That's a D4, yeah.
Correct.
Yes. E4.
Okay, that's a 17 plus.
Holy shit. That's nice.
So 19 total. Nice. Thank you for that.
All right. So you grab your bearing and you find your direction and you do a couple of quick like goblin dirty fingernail twists on the map and you're like, yep, this is the route we need to go. And as you begin to head that direction, you allow the group to traverse about give me a moment. You guys go about 50 minutes, 55 minutes-ish, before you all very distinctly begin to smell sulfur, like raw, unadulterated sulfur, and the smell of burning cinders. The direction with the survival of Yuri that this is coming is from the southeast, and you have been walking southeast this entire time.
Okay, getting a big whiff over this way. I think this is our. What would I know? So you said it's just a big, heavy odor of sulfur. Does that equal to like what we've noticed with the other creatures?
I'll tell you what. Make another survival check for me.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't recall smelling sulfur with the other creatures involved in this thing. And that's where I'll leave that.
It smells like a wet fart out here. You smell that?
Did you
Well, yeah, but I mean that's not mine. That's not my brain. Fart.
That's not my brand.
Okay. That's gross. Okay.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like everybody has their own, their own funk, right?
Hmm.
Yours smells like blueberry muffins.
Aw. Okay, well, that aside, I don't know what this means, because I don't recall smelling that before. Would Doc have any reason to... Would she know what that might mean? What it might indicate to smell sulfur prior to encountering something?
Make a survival check.
Oh, come on with the fucking dice tonight.
You have
Sorry,
you cannot draw any recollection. Go ahead. Yeah, Gray, please.
On a side note, I feel like you have described this to us before, but I'm not sure if it's just the other campaign. But can I make like a history check to see if we've encountered this before, something like that?
You can make a. Give me one moment, please. Boo-boo-boo. Let's see. What can you make me? Yeah, go ahead and make a history check for me. Actually, no, you know what? No, make a nature check. Gray.
They're the same number, so okay.
$15. Okay. So you have no idea what you might be walking into based on what you have experienced prior to right now. However, being in a swamp, it is very common to encounter sulfuric fonts, we'll call them, which are essentially like pools of sulfuric, not necessarily acid, but sulfuric material, rotting material, material that has become fetid. It usually is associated with diseased and or poisoned water, and with your very decent nature check, on occasion can be associated with green dragons.
Okay. I think Gray would kind of go.
I think I've heard about something like this. Read about it or something on the travels, and normally in a swamp like this, there are just some silvery stuff, some I guess sulfur smelling stuff, not silver, and it's normally just these like wastes, sometimes poisonous water, and other times, in worst case scenario, but knowing our luck, green dragons.
What does a green dragon do? Is that like...
I think it kind of poisons the swamp, or it normally I think lives in swamps and protects them. I'm not too sure. I'm not the dragon expert here, and he's gonna turn to Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
first
the
of all,
way, I know you
that's-
can't
that's
see.
Yeah,
right.
Aurora, make a nature check. I mean, this is.
I know you can't see me looking at you, Aurora, but I'm looking at you.
He's not wrong. He's actually telling the truth. 7. You have not encountered green dragons before, and your people don't talk about green dragons much because you're typically much more worried about blue dragons, white dragons, brown dragons, red dragons, as those are the dragons that you regularly encounter. Green dragons, not so much.
In that case, she's going to. Yes, I could feel your gaze. Yeah. She's just going to kind of stop herself, knowing Doc's going to give her that glare that she'll be able to feel, and she's going to crouch down in primeval awareness, which is going to be delayed momentarily. Yeah.
Oh, it won't though. Go ahead and I heard yes. So
Okay,
what level spell slot?
First.
Okay. So go ahead and mark off that first.
Yep, I'm down to 2 first level slots.
Okay. So give me one moment. You know, it's so funny. Having a ranger that uses the primeval awareness like this, I have to literally create a map within a fucking map so that I can plan out where creatures are within specific locations. And I love it because there's an in-depth level that keeps me on my toes and keeps me like really involved, but then there's a part that's like, god damn it, I constantly have to look at this map and what day it is. Okay, so
well, I'm going to make your life even more difficult on this one and say that I am going to keep an eye on this over the next hour as we are moving and see what changes.
All right, so it's 1 hour for first level spells, is that right? It's 1 hour per level of the spell slot. Okay.
I am double checking that, but I believe so.
All right. Yeah, I know.
No, I was way wrong. It's 1 minute.
1
Very
minute.
different.
But if you pop a second level, it goes to an hour. Is that right?
No, it's 1 minute per. I don't know where I was pulling an hour from, but it's just a minute.
All right, touche. All right. So as you activate the primeval awareness, so Aurora kind of like stops you guys. She puts her hands down into the swamp water, and as that happens, there's a soft pulse of green energy underneath her hand. As that happens, Aurora, the only thing you feel in a 1 mile radius is the presence of a death dragon, and it is strong. It is stronger even than what it was the last time you used primeval awareness.
She's going to say in Orcish, just fuck, as she pulls her hands back and then go back to common.
So, Gray, you hear Aurora say fuck in Orcish.
It's a green
pretty
dragon. I
sure
know
that-
it's a green dragon. Just
I'm
lay it on us.
pretty sure that one translates across all of them. But she pulls her hands back and kind of shakes them a little bit. And no green dragon, but death dragon's awfully strong. Don't like that. That stings a little bit.
All right.
So the death dragon smells like farts? Is that what we're saying?
Well, it means
yes.
we're probably walking in poison water, more than likely, but we don't have to worry about a green dragon unless it can it's flying beyond where I can sense, which is very possible. Swamps aren't my preferred thing to listen to. They're kind of squishy sounding.
On a side note, when she says it's a strong presence of a death dragon, he's going to try and look around just in case.
Make a perception check.
If that motherfucker's like right behind that tree, I'm gonna be real pissed.
Y'all there yet?
Oh, there
Well,
it
we
is.
won't know.
You don't see, hear, smell, or sense a death dragon. Gray.
Well, wherever he is, or it is, it's not anywhere I can sense it. And I do mean, right, you can't see, I mean smell, hear, or
Sense.
Well, we should assume that it knows we're here, but still be quiet regardless. Can we keep going, please? And also, if anyone starts feeling any signs of sulfur sickness, poison, anything like that, please don't be tough about it.
What the fuck does that feel like? I don't know what that is. What is that?
Probably
I
feels
mean, like, do I shit my pants? What?
I mean,
Because I did that about a half a mile ago.
nausea, clammy hands, head swimming, heart pounding. It's pretty much the same thing as like nerves.
dying,
It's
not
pretty much
moving,
exactly like that.
not breathing.
Yeah, so like all those things that you're feeling about the death dragon could just be sulfur sickness, and we don't really know. So if it gets worse, say something.
It's accurate.
I mean, suddenly it got a little bit worse. As you were
Yeah,
talking.
you
So-
should be fine.
That happens sometimes. If you learn about a symptom, then suddenly you have it. You'll get past it.
Okay. I don't know what clammy means, but okay. We'll do this. I mean, dragon, death dragon. Got it.
No, you can't tell me Reed knows how to say jurisdiction, but doesn't know what clammy means.
Maybe one of your cousins was like a goblin lawyer or something. You don't know.
Look, goblins
Very
have to have lawyers.
specific vocabulary.
I want Reed to say
I love
something like entrepreneurship or something at some point randomly.
But incorrectly.
Wait, she definitely robbed a lot of lawyers at the time.
Smart bitch. They got a lot of money. All
dig
right,
it.
so at least the good ones. She only robbed shitty lawyers. That's why she's so broke. All right, so you guys begin to move the last leg of the journey down to the southeast. I need everyone to give me a stealth check, please. That's a good fucking start. Oof. Oof.
Nice.
Double oof.
It's because
So we got
it's because we're like holding hands to lead through. It's harder
that,
than
yeah,
easy.
and you're just sloshing through the shit show. You whisper out, "Oh, Garl, please help her walk normal." And yes, you can cast guidance on Aurora.
Perfect. Go ahead, Aurora. Roll your d4. I'm not taking that responsibility.
Better than an
I
11.
think you should have taken the responsibility.
So we,
All right, so
yeah.
before we end tonight's session, you feel as if though you have not necessarily kept yourselves completely unseen. But you have kept yourselves decently unheard, and that is with Ree leading the way with the pokey stick to find the suctiony bog water through the likes of this swamp. As you begin to enter what you believe might be the crash site, you see the following. Oh no. So, you enter from the northwestern quadrant of this map, and through an absolutely massive bramble and dead mossy tree thicket, you see what is very clearly the front left portion of a ship with a handful of corpses strewn around it, as well as multiple boxes, bags, crates, barrels that have been busted open, and all sorts of shit scattered around said site. In the very center of this clearing is a large, swirling vortex, around which writhe at least 24 blue, icy tentacles with no particular pattern. Around that is a cloud of green gas, and inside the very center of this vortex is a creature that you cannot see at this point that is in the middle or in the process of yelling and screeching and, quite frankly, what sounds to you all like raging, but in an unnatural way. Surrounded by creatures that you have seen before. The wretched little beasts that assaulted you in the Druid's Grove so long ago. About 5 weeks ago, actually. But so long ago.
Feels like a year.
But a lot of them. They do not seem to have noticed you at this point. There is a landmass that rises up in the middle of this situation here, in this clearing, as it is a clearing, and which is why you all have visibility. This green gas is giving off a luminescence that is allowing you to see everything around you. Outside of that ring of land is another ring of what appears to be swamp water. And then you and thickets. Just so we're clear, anything where you are standing right now around the square of the ring or where there are these green thickets is considered difficult terrain, and we'll move forward from there. You are currently unseen, but we will end tonight's session at this point, and we will pick it up again next week on Sunday and see what happens.
Thanks, I hate it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've been able to see in 2 days, and this is what I get to see.
Welcome to Vision, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
So is it the green light that's just making this area visible, or is it the fact that
Yes.
it's crashed through? Yeah.
No, so there is a portion of like the foliage that has been crashed through, but that's very minor. There over the crash
like a tiny
site is
shaft.
actually exactly over the crash site. There is a shroud of actual like lightly writhing shadow that is consuming this place. But in the center here, this cloud of green spiraling gas is giving off an actual luminescence, which is only igniting this area, which until you reached where you are right now, you didn't even realize there was light because that light didn't shine up until this point.
I just have to say I love the term lightly writhing.
Yeah, it's kind of gross,
Terrible.
isn't it?
Terrible,
It's grotesque. But it was, yeah,
Yeah.
it's lightly writhing.
No. Nah.
All right, guys, so we'll
It'll
go
be
ahead.
lightly though, so it could be worse.
Yeah, you know what? Wow, that's the most optimistic shit I've ever heard you say.
Gray didn't say that. It was me.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You. Okay, we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and end here for tonight, though. Kat, hopefully your first week at work was awesome. Your new job work.
Yeah, it is. It is
Nice.
absolutely fantastic, and so overwhelming in the best way. And it's everything I'd hoped for, and then some.
Hell yeah.
Oh, good.
That's exactly what we wanted to hear.
Nice.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I am officially a data solutions engineer. Is my
That's
title.
awesome.
So
Data solutions engineer. That's a hell of a fucking mouthful right there.
yeah, I work at my corporate headquarters. My CEO's office, my CFO's office, and my CIO's office are all like around me. It's,
Wow,
yeah,
that's
a
pretty
little
cool.
overwhelming. It's amazing though.
You better be on good behavior.
Yeah. Hey.
Yep, and
great.
dressed to the nines.
Yep,
Always.
professional word of advice from me to you: don't fuck it up. No, I'm just kidding. I always used to hear that in the army. Hey, you know what? This is going to be good for you. Don't fuck it up. So I know you're going to do fine.
I've got a set of dice on my desk. I'm good.
Good. Let them know. Profession in the front, and then you just shave your head into a mullet in the back, and then you just rock out back there. No, I'm just kidding. Please God, don't.
I'll take the first part of that advice.
Do it.
Not the second.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week on Sunday. And yeah, we'll kind of see what happens here, because this is a crazy scenario, and you have not been seen, which is even cooler. So, thanks for joining tonight, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good week at work. Oh, go ahead, Lucy.
I have a single. I guess it could be a concern, so I guess you're not listening. But where's the rest of them? Because we had a lot more numbers, and they're not here,
Yeah.
so I am more concerned.
Don't ask that. Don't be that guy who asked if we had homework.
We have homework.
You know what? You're right. Forget what I said. This is the great. This is all of them. After this, we are done.
2 words: wave combat. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Josh and I are both down spell slots. This is great.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. As always, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next.
Absolutely.
We'll see you guys next Sunday.
Always fun. You guys have a good night.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rate our dear friend Jerko. Jerko sent us some pretty cool dice. It looks like Jerko has a kid creeping in the background, and I'm like totally on board with that because it's extra creepy. I just keep seeing a pair of eyes pop up. Yep, no, he's there. He definitely has a kid creeping in the background. There's something really fucking weird about that, but something so wholesome because we just know that he's a dad. So let's go ahead and raid Jerko and creepy kid eyes. And see, I don't know which one it is, because he's got 3, so I think it's his oldest. I think I see the hair, I think it's the oldest. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and raid, my friends. Thank all 8 of you for joining us tonight with the raid. And yeah, we'll send some love, and then we'll be back on Tuesday for Crochet and Chill. And then we'll be back on Thursday. By the way, Thursday we are going to be doing... Guardians of the Galaxy 3. If you have not seen it, it's the last in the Guardians series. It is a wonderful, wonderful movie. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're back. Or excuse me, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're back to regular broadcast. So we'll see you then, my friends. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
Got somebody over there.
Yeah.